You guys arriving in Waterdeep have now sort of had a taste of this gang warfare that's going on, and then behind all that, some sort of mysterious grand game involving some embezzled gold. Various factions within the city have sort of taken note of you guys, from the Harpers to the Lord's Alliance and the Greyhands, and you've been sort of taking part in various tasks on their behalf. So looking for an assassin, and there's a thief on the loose in the city, and various things like that. All the while, you've got a couple of key things that you were interested in doing. So tracking down Blackwood, for example. And in amongst all that, you've also been given the tavern. You've met Ulfgar Tavis, and Ulfgar in the last session obviously revealed quite a lot about his past, in the form of a spirit that was dwelling within the tavern, being an old acquaintance of his, someone that he was actually searching for, and with that, passing over an old relic, a scale of Tiamat herself, a red dragon scale. In the last session, there was quite a lot that was revealed. So Dagan spoke quite heavily about his past, the Lith being obviously an acquaintance of Ulfgar. We had quite a few chats then towards the end, where sort of discussing the loose ends that were available, and lines of inquiry that the party would possibly like to pursue. So having woken up the next morning, the party gather around the table and discuss sort of the next steps and what the plan is for the day. So it's about 9 o'clock. Weather outside will be sort of cloudy and quite dark, quite miserable for the summer. It's not like the heat that you've normally been having, although it's not raining. And you guys are gathered around the table looking at the plan for the day. Has anyone got anything else that they want to add?
No, I'm good.
No, sounds good.
No. Okay, so like I said, it's about 9 o'clock, and yeah, you guys are gathered around. What do you want to do?
Is it what we will call a weekday? I don't know what the days are in D&D.
Yeah, so so the week itself, is 10 days rather than 7. So a week is called a 10-day. You wouldn't necessarily have a week, a sort of a weekend, if you like, especially not within what would be the cosmopolitan city such as this. And by cosmopolitan, rather than it being sort of one deity, yeah, there's a whole host of deities that are being worshipped at various times. So where you would have, to conventional for us, but into perspective, our day being the Sunday for religious purposes, that would just be all the way through the week. So it's more like every day is a sort of a
school day,
the same as the last sort of day, whereas on various sort of creed and whatever else religions will sort of have these off days and whatever else. So it's not necessarily a set day.
I'm going to start the day off by going out onto the balcony and having a stretch, just having a look up and down the street.
We we'd started making plans, hadn't we?
Yeah,
Like,
you
we
were down.
basically had
You
come up
were
with a plan.
down in the tap room.
We were
Oh,
gonna
we were
like
already
head
downstairs.
for.
Sorry.
Yeah, we were gonna
misremembering.
like go into two groups, and some of us were gonna go and stalk out the trades ward for the potential appearance of the Red Viper, or disappearance of her next target. And I think some others of us were going to go down to the docks ward and try and go and speak to Captain Zard.
Alright, okay.
Zord, sorry.
Isla, you wanted to go and check out Rimples, didn't you, to see if Erebos left any of his stuff there? His alchemy stuff
Yeah.
you mentioned.
Yeah, I think I was going to swing by on the way to the trade ward.
Because like the Red Viper thing is really time sensitive, isn't it? In terms of
yeah,
she's probably going to strike, or like it's sticking to it. Like it's taken 8 to 10 days for to steal 5 or 6 items or something.
How
So
those
we're going to maybe try and check in with your former companion, whose name I have forgotten.
Sildar.
Sildar, yeah.
Yeah, we need to try and find Sildar. We haven't heard from him. So perhaps go back to the other tavern and see if he's there, still tailing. Nick, how are your axes doing, Nick? And are they good for a day or?
Yeah, they're fine. I was just obviously wanting to go with Ulfgar to get them sharpened, but now we've got the plan to do. I think we should obviously do that first. Does anyone remember where Bjorn went though?
What did we last send him off to do?
I don't think I've met Bjorn.
No, Tavis hasn't met Bjorn. The last conversation you had with Bjorn was finding him tied to a chair in Rimples.
Yeah.
There was the information that he gave you was that there was a potential sighting of Blackwood outside of a tailor's.
Yes.
And the conversation that you had with Bjorn was that you were going to pay him money to go and see if he could sort of stake out that area and see whether he would come across.
He's doing that at the moment.
Blackwood. Yeah.
Okay.
You sent him off, and you've not seen him since.
No, that's fine. And now to go towards the dock.
Tell you what, we're good at sending people off and not hearing from them, aren't we?
Hmm. Yeah, I remembered that, but I think it must have been a while back.
These poor people could need our help and we don't even know.
No.
So Negan and me, you and Thorin, going to head down to the docks and try and check out this captain character. If you can shed any light on either the Blackwood lead or anything else we've got going on, to be fair, and just see what he's after.
Yeah. So is Ulfgar going with Isla?
Yeah,
Ulfgar.
I'll take the
Those two seem to have been hitting it off.
Well, Ulfgar he takes a bit of a stretch and he sort of says, as much as I would like to come, I think I need to go and spend some time in the with my employer. I'm not being in there for quite a few days. Running
running out of money for ale.
Well, it's my only income.
The dwarves' prerogative.
Well,
what are you going to do with your shield?
You sort of see that he's got a like a Hessian type piece of cloth. It's not like a bag, but it's like a cloth that he's sort of wrapped round, and with that, then with whatever sort of bits and pieces of cord that he's got, he's then sort of strapped it to his back. This really does sort of cover almost from the nape of his neck to the back of his knees in sort of height. And he sort of taps it and says, "I'll keep this with me."
I mean,
And,
if you're not going to use it, it'd look pretty good on Negan.
I'll keep this with me. And he gets up, puts his cup down, and he says, "And I'll see you all tonight." And with that, he just strolls out.
Have a good day.
Take it easy, Golfgar. Stay safe.
The door just closes behind.
Looks like
All right, well,
I'll scrub
I
this
don't
one
think.
out alone.
I'm gonna say I don't know if we should send. I don't know if Isla you should go alone. We don't know what might go down there. If this ends up being a tussle with the Red Viper, you feel like you got confident doing that, or should we
No,
go 2x2?
I'm going to look. I'm going to investigate and see what I can see. If I get into any trouble, I'll give you a call. I'm accustomed to being alone.
Sure you don't want me
All
to
right,
come with
well-
you?
No, honestly, I'm good. Unless you really want to, but I'm just going to watch. Get myself a nice little stash of food. I might swing by the market and see if I can find a fruit stall.
Don't take any chances.
No.
All right, that's cool enough then. I guess if everyone's ready, we can head off down the docks.
Yeah? Do you want,
And to the trades ward, respectively.
do you want me to be hidden, or you want me to be visible?
Does it cost you anything being hidden?
No, but I can only do it once.
This guy was fairly affable. He was quite interested in me, and if things, I honestly don't know him. I've not had enough of an opportunity. So if you think that would be worth doing, keep a little like joker in the pack type thing, then that's cool. But equally, I think we'd be all right just strolling in.
It's up to you. I mean, I never met the fella, but it's always nice to have an ace up the sleeve, so to speak.
Yeah, what do you think, Negan? This guy's just approached me saying he was really curious about me being my heritage and that, and he kind of I definitely got the impression he just wanted to show me off, maybe put me in some kind of a freak show, which I'm obviously really not all right with. But in terms of the fact that he might have leads towards Blackwood and stuff, should we? I mean, I suppose I could just go and you guys just hang around as backup, but he said it was cool for me to bring any friends or whatever. He wasn't concerned that there was any risk to him. He seemed really comfortable. So
yeah, no, I think we all go quite like that. I think it'll
be open, not trying to immediately deceive
Yeah.
him. Just see what he's got to say.
Yeah, kind of feel like you'd be waiting for someone else to turn up, not just by yourself anyway. So
Yeah, that makes sense. Just a heads up to yourself, Negan, as another guy who potentially stands out from the crowd in this city. Just the fact that was his that seemed to be his bag, so he might take that kind of interest in you as well. I don't know.
I'm used to being stared at.
Yeah, of course. All right. Should we take a moment? I mean, I'm still new in town. I don't know how far it is to the docks ward. Should we jump a cart, walk it?
I can get some horses.
Yeah, I think we need to cart him.
You good to go, Isla? Should we make another should we make another sort of plan for rendezvous? Would leaving it in the morning, just want to leave it all day, or do you want to plan to meet up somewhere or message at some point just so we know that we're all each doing okay or things are on track?
I've got ways and means to get in touch if I need to, and I think Thorny can get in touch with me.
Yeah. So there was a lot of
I'll
shops.
say we can just get reconvene later tonight.
There was a lot of shops around where you're going, wasn't there?
Me, yeah.
So I mean, we could just once we're finished down at the docks, we could just go up there and.
What shop was it that you were looking to stake out? Because we can just head back there when you're
Well, yeah, we
when
just
we're
head up that
done.
way and grab a bite to eat or something like that and check
Yeah,
in.
if you're doing a stakeout kind of thing or whatever, then I guess you're likely to be there longer than we are.
Yeah,
Best laid plans and all that.
it was the Emporium, wasn't it? If I remember rightly.
Okay. So when we're done, we'll head up to the Emporium. You'll see us, make yourself, make your presence known, and that, and we'll have a little catch up. Failing that, we'll try and meet up back at the tavern for what time? 5? What time's Wolfgar get off work? He's gone now, but then we'll remember.
Never known him to go to work, so.
Good point. Okay, well, yeah, back here at 5 if we don't bump into each other down the trades ward.
Sure.
What an excellent plan.
Okay, so with that, then you sort of gather your things for the day, sort of prepare, and then you head outside. Thorin, you're going to conjure some.
Yeah. So as
some transport.
As Isla comes out, I just take 10 minutes and I say, yeah, here's Isla. Here's your steed for the day, and I conjure him a nice looking little pony.
Yes, I wanted a pony.
Gatland.
And then I'll take the other 20 minutes to conjure these two guys a horse each.
Okay, so yeah, Isla, you look down and you see this. Is it what type of pony is it? A Shetland pony or what? What we're talking? It's just a normal pony.
Just
little Sebastian.
1 second, we're back in a second.
Just a normal pony with it's had it looks a bit fancy actually. It's been well groomed. It's got little ties in its mane and it's
oh nice.
It's giving Isla
only 3 legs though.
It's give Isla a look of stature.
Right.
Above how he looks.
And getting on and off the horse, the pony.
You should be alright. It's only a small horse.
Little wee one.
He's only a wee man, though, isn't he?
Backward there.
He's like 3 foot, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm only a little guy, so only one little pony.
You should be alright.
Okay, yeah. So Isla manages to jump on the pony, and you spend the next sort of 20 minutes conjuring up some more steeds. Right, Isla, where are you heading?
Due to the essence of time, I'll skip going to Rimples, and I'll just head towards the trade ward, towards that Emporium.
Yeah. So this was the import shop. Is that what you were looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the shop that you're questioning was all Saba's finest imports. Was the shop that Negan had pointed out to you. He'd had a sort of like a brief little look at the point where everyone was trying to get the remains of the wagon out of the boot shop that was next door but one, which was called Trent Aver's boot shop. So yeah, so you sort of head off now on the pony itself and sort of heading into the main sort of thoroughfare. 30,
Do we see
35
any
minutes.
markets, any food stalls?
With a little bit of. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, a quick butchers. Let's see. Where you would be heading, you would be heading down past the actual main market. This was the market where you met with Jallister from the Lord's Alliance. This was the main market. So you wouldn't be that far away from that. That's sort of heading down what's called the High Road.
Yeah, that's cool. I want to just go down there and see if there's a stall.
Let me would it? Let's have a look. Would like to put, so we can actually point out some we're just happy with where we're at, or
Yeah, but I think by now we probably ought to start getting an idea of where we're going, wouldn't we?
Yeah,
on the map one, yeah. Let me find the because it's two-sided. Just give me 1 sec. Okay.
Well done, Jimbo.
It might have a bit of glare on the map. Do it sort of getting this on the
I'll be right back. I am listening.
Okay. Yeah, of course, I knocked it off. Of course I did.
Can you change each individual's volume on
Yeah.
Discord? Just turn that background down. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, got it. Cheers.
Did it again. I need to find a better method of camera, or I'll lose my mind with this one. I'm probably best off just holding it in this instance.
Production team.
So what you've got here is you've got Waterdeep itself. Now, Troll Skull, yeah, is up in this region up here. You're kind of in the northeast area. Rimples is over here somewhere, in the Seaward. The market that we're talking about, yeah, is here. So if we just sort of have a look, Isla, you'll be coming down this sort of main street and then heading in towards this market. When you came, the last time you came in from this side, when you went into the market itself, the trades ward is all the way down here. So you'll be eventually coming down this street and going into the trades ward. The dock ward, which is here, yeah, and then you can see there as well just how long the dock is. And this is absolutely teeming with ships. It is rammed, and in fact, the area, the deep water harbour area here, is also full of ships. So for Negan, Miss Shaw, where he went on his investigation of the rotten apple, was over in this area. Yeah, and the rotten apple was actually moored out at sea, or out in the bay. So there was a brief spell in the rowing boat to get to it. Some of the more prominent areas. This area here is a mountain itself, which is quite a high mountain, and part of the natural defences of the city. and this is where a lot of the more governance of the city come from. So that the likes of the castle is in this area, but that is basically it. The other thing I would say, Negan, as well is between the dock ward and the south ward is where the copper district was, which you would know yourself, which is in the southern end of the town. So yeah, so Isla, you're heading towards the trades ward. So like I said, it's a fair old trek to get down here, and then obviously stopping back at the market, and then for the rest of you, you're heading obviously along it down here, and then into this area, quite a large area to scout out. Okay. I'll try and get that. I'll try and get a digital version of that up on the screen, and then you can sort of see it properly. So, right. So, Isla, you you stop by the market. Again, it's absolutely full. As the early morning goods are starting to arrive. A lot of wagons sort of making their way in, a lot of people setting up the temporary stalls or opening out the closed stalls that they've had, putting awnings on it and starting to move their goods out, clothing and things like that, leather. The sort of smell of cooking and spices are in the air. It's a real feast for their senses. As you sort of get towards the east gate of the market.
I'm looking for a fruit stall.
It doesn't take that long. There's a lot of sort of a lot of fruit and veg and just knocking around. You can sort of see that there's shops with like sort of the spices that are just piled high in little mountains. We just have a dig in and things like that. There's all sorts of fruits and knocking about. You see one stall, a dark skinned human. It's sort of behind the stall.
Yeah, just go up to him and say, "Good morning." Don't get off my pony. Just kind of truckle up and say, "Good morning. Can I have a bag of lemons, please?"
Bag of lemons. He sort of starts to just sort of take a few off. He's got like a bit of a net. Looks very worn and very used, but and he says that's 50 coppers.
Yeah, just I'll pass on the coppers, take the lemons, and just carry on my merry little way.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you head out. You head back on the road. You've probably got, I'd say, 4 lemons.
Yep.
And you head out on the road. Again, going south. You don't really know exactly where you're going. You've got enough of the city and a couple of the key points with regards to the larger sort of statues that you can see, the giants that were frozen. So you got a couple of landmarks that you're following, but you're just meandering around. Which way you're heading? You're heading straight for the wagon race.
Yeah, pretty much. Want to kind of get there handyish. When I do get there, I'm going to take a little bit of kind of probably tie the pony up a little bit away and just walk down towards the shop. And then just want to walk around the shop, as best that I can. If there's any side alleys, back alleys, just kind of figure out the general area. For maybe 15, 20 minutes, look at access, egress. Kind of scope out the building for any open windows or, if anywhere that anyone could possibly get in that's, not as obvious as the front door per se.
Okay, and in terms then of over just normal, just having a walk around, or are you stealthing? Are you what are you just having a look around?
Yeah, I'm just walking around, pull a lemon from the bag, take a dagger out, just kind of peel the zest off it and just kind of start nibbling on the lemon because Isla loves a good lemon. I'm just generally strolling around, just kind of taking in the sights. Not necessarily being like super stealthy, but casually looking around all the buildings, but probably taking that little bit of extra time and extra care to look at that particular building. But yeah,
that's fine. So what you see is technically this isn't on the wagon race road. This is sort of at the T junction at the bottom of the road. So as you remember from the race, they came down the road and then went straight across and into the building that was in front. That building is actually quite long. It's almost sort of terrace looking in terms of how it looks. It's like a sort of continuous row that sort of spans that street. All built at the same time. You can tell that this is a 2-story building with what looks like some sort of loft space that's in there. So each building is basically a front, a door, and a window. You can see then above it there are 2 windows, and then above that, within each roof at the point of each building, you can sort of see that the roof sort of comes to a bit of a point with a circular window. And that marks that these sort of buildings. You have a look around. You can see the boots shop itself, and as you're looking, you can see that the owner is stood outside, and there are a few gentlemen in what looks like sort of work attire, if you like. They're not dressed too smart. You sort of see it's hardware materials that they're wearing, and you can see that there's a bit of lumber on the floor as well. There's a few bags of what looks like tools, and he's sort of having a bit of a chat on the front. You can see that the damage has been repaired around the window itself, and it's looking a lot better than what it did a day ago. You can sort of see there that the building or the property that you were inclined to be looking at, the fine imports, is next door but one, and that's on the left as you look at it. Between it, you can see that where the door would be and the window would be is just sort of one large set of double doors. You can see that there is a sign hanging or sort of coming out the front, and you can see that on this sign is what looks like sort of boxes sort of stacked, and you get the feeling that this is more of a like a storage sort of building, more for just sort of imports and whatever else that are coming in. And then next door to that, you can then see then the fine imports. You can see that the door looks like it's open. There's a patron that sort of walks out and back into the street. And then other than that, all the way along then from each side, you can sort of see that there are various arrays of sort of different types of goods that are being sold. There's just people milling around in this area. Obviously, where you're now standing, what the racetrack, this was part of the road that the race actually took place on. So, sort of seeing people busying around. You glance up the hill of wagon race, and you can sort of see that the stately building where the race was started. You can sort of see people just moving around, horses and carts coming through. There's a wild pack of dogs that just keep running around. But other than that, yeah, it's a busy morning.
All right. What's opposite that? The shop.
Directly opposite the shops that the 2 shops and the storage. What you can sort of see, or what you're as you stand there, is the center of the road. So you've got sort of corners here, and then the shops there. So it is on that sort of T junction, if you like.
Can I go into the shop, please?
Which one?
The import goods shop.
Yeah. You make your way over. Just roll a perception for me.
Bear with me. Can't even see it. 11.
11. You can see that there's a lot of fine sort of decorative painting on the signage. The window looks quite light from the inside. It looks like a well lit shop. You can see that there is a sign, like a billboard sign, that's out on the pavement. And as you let's get my notes 1 second. Lost my note. As you approach, you see what looks like almost like an advertisement for the finest goods in Waterdeep, and on the sign, in what looks like sort of like, it's like been put with like chalk, almost like a blackboard, and it says come and cast your eyes on the magnificent crown of Atalanta, the lost city.
Yeah, I want to go and look at that.
Okay. Yeah, you approach the door, and as you open the door going in, you hear the rattle of or the chiming of a bell on the door to announce your presence. Okay. Back up to Trollskull then. So you guys have, or Thorin, you've managed to provide some steeds for the group. And now you're heading down to Dockward.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, lead on. Has anyone been down there before? Thorin, Negan.
Negan has.
Do you know the way?
Roughly, but been a little while, and it was dark when we came back.
Okay, yeah, let's lead on to somewhere.
You've got a rough you've got a rough idea, Negan, for where you're going. And to be fair, with the length of the sort of the harbour itself, in terms of it spans from sort of east to west of the city itself. Heading south isn't too bad a bet to actually get there. So you kind of just keep heading south. Again, sticking to sort of the main sort of highways and streets and things like that, and you end up, I would say, quite near the southern end of the dock itself. It doesn't take too long for you to make your way through where you've got the warehouses and different things like that as you're making your way through. The sound obviously is seagulls, the smell of the sea air itself, sort of leading you down that way, and you start to sort of come through some buildings and start to see masts in the just sort of in the distance, just between the buildings themselves. Probably took you about, I'd say 30 minutes itself, maybe going a bit of a faster pace. 30 to 40 minutes to get there.
Where have you been before then, Negan? I've got to kind of shout from one horse to the other. Does this look familiar? Where should we head?
One of the places I remember was there was like a docked boat, but it was like a bar inside, but I can't remember the name of it. But obviously it was all along here.
Where was the rotten apple? Did you say you knew where that was before? Or?
No, that was that had just been locked up. and me and Obo managed to get a robo out of it. Got on it. Nothing about it. Anyway.
Okay. Well, let's just head down and start asking questions about Captain Zord and let's just see who we see. Someone official
Yeah, I
or
think
that they know their way about.
hopefully you might have some information that we can obviously get through.
Yeah, that'd be good. How close are we now to like being like down on the dock by the boats and stuff?
Literally, just as you're sort of walking down the last sort of cobbled street, like I said, you can sort of see that the mass of the ship are. You sort of see them through the buildings now. You know that you're getting there, and as you emerge from the building, you can sort of see there's just an absolute wealth of boats everywhere. There's non-stop activity between horses and carts taking away goods that have been delivered, to people approaching the boats or stepping off the boats. You can see that there's harbour masters, there's exchanges of money, there's documents that are being signed. There is just an absolute hive of activity. It's probably the busiest place that you've ever seen in your life.
Have we hitched out? Is there somewhere we can hitch our horses or mounts, or how does that work? Lauren, what should we do with these?
I mean, you can just leave them wherever. To be honest, I probably should have warned Isla that the pony's going to disappear within an hour, so if somebody decides to steal one, it could be quite funny when it vanishes on them. So feel free to leave it wherever.
Right, let's hitch them, and then I suggest maybe Thorin, do you fancy going speaking to a harbour master, asking if he knows where the Sea Maiden's Fair is, or Captain Zard? Is it Captain Zard or Captain Zord? Sorry, Darren.
Zord.
I can't get it in my thick head. Captain Zord.
Sure. Do you want me to go into hiding afterwards, and you go approach on your own with Negan, or?
See what initial response we get from the harbour master or some official-looking person. Yeah, that could be. You know, we've figured that would be a good advantage for us to have. So, but just in terms of general negotiating with official folk, you're probably the friendliest face we've got.
Right the hall.
Yeah, I think you looking at him and Negan, and like, yeah, you're probably right.
You sort of, as you're sort of saying this, you sort of see like a couple of sailors there. They've got hold of like quite a large crate between them, and they're sort of jostling, trying to get round people. And you see that one of them sort of backs into Negan, sort of turns and sees this, where he imagines his head to be at head height. You sort of see his head going further up and looking at it. You sort of see a bit of a gulp and then a sort of a shove the other way as they try and get around Negan himself.
So I look at the two fellas and go, "See, always being stared at."
Right. So what was the name of the ship again? Sea Maiden's Fair.
Well, just a bit out of OOC. I've understood this to be his ship because he has told me that he is the captain of the Sea Maiden's Fair, and it's been hinted at that might not exactly be the case. But in character, Tavi's like, yes, he is the captain of the Sea Maiden's Fair. That be his ship.
Okay. Well, let's go then. Is there any, as we're walking down towards the docks, are there any fancy looking ships?
There are hundreds and hundreds of ships. This is just rammed.
But is there any that stand out?
What you've got to consider as well is that where you are on the Sword Coast. If you know the main hubs that you know of, so i.e. Baldur's Gate to the south, Waterdeep, and then you've then got the likes of Luskan then to the north. Waterdeep is pretty much the biggest hub that you've got. Sorry, Neverwinter and then Luskan. So it's pretty much the biggest hub that you've got. So this is real roaring trade in terms of where the Sword Coast. I would say from let's say Tavis and Thurin, I'd say from where your characters grew up and goods that you would have procured food-wise and things like that, a lot of that would have originated, if it wasn't grown on your land that you were living on, yeah, it will have come from Waterdeep at some point.
Okay.
Do I recognise? I'm looking around all these ships. Do I recognise either the odd chance that I might glance Captain Zord, or perhaps maybe even see a ship and think it fits his aesthetic? That's what I'd be looking for.
Roll a perception check.
Not bad. It's 19.
19. You have a look and you see what looks like quite an ostentatious ship. You can see that it's got some sort of like gilded wood that's on there. It sort of stands out from your sort of bog standard sort of merchants and traders and things like that. That you look at it and you think, oh, that does catch your eye.
I'll just point to Thorin. I think that could be it. But still, if you can just check in with somebody who looks official and just ask them where the Sea Maiden's Fair is, then that'd be better than us stepping up and embarrassing ourselves if I've got it wrong. I'm just going off pure aesthetics here.
Yeah, do I see anyone around that looks official?
Oh yeah, you can see that there is business. There's business everywhere, so you can sort of see that there's people that are holding documents. There are people that are sort of shouting. You sort of see that some are sort of standing on crates. It's almost like watching. It's almost like watching bookies at horse racing. You sort of see there's a lot of like yelling and sort of hand gestures and whatever else, and then there'll be a scroll coming out. And you see one individual he's sort of quite a gaunt man. He's got quite buck teeth, and he's got sort of thin ginger hair in like a really like horrible comb over. Like it was not even worth a comb over. And he's just sort of chatting to two sort of gruff-looking sailors, and he's got this document out in front of him. And you sort of see him. He's sort of saying, "No, you pay up front. No, you have to go speak to your captain. No. Which bit you're not getting on? What you're not understanding?" And he sort of sends them on the way. They sort of move away, reluctantly with this document that he's just handed them.
As they've left, I'll go over to him and say, "Oh, sorry to bother you, mate. Do you know where the Sea Maiden's Fair is?"
Sea Maiden's Fair. Sea Maiden.
Captain Zord.
He sort of sees he's got a bit of a ledger. Sword. He's pulling through. He's having a look. Another page. I don't see no Sea Maiden's Fair.
Down as Captain Zord.
Zord. He's back in his ledger.
Really ostentatious, really flamboyant guy. Really over the top.
The fair. The fair you're on about there. Yeah. The ships. Okay. The ships. There's a couple of them. They're further down. You need to keep going. You'll see. Let me just have a quick look. And he goes back into his ledger. Yeah. There's two of them. You're looking for the Hellraiser and the Heartbreaker. Both of those are they're moored up further down. Yeah, the fair. I thought he'd left. We had the fair 2 weeks ago. I thought he'd gone, but I only stay around this patch.
I think he took part in the race. I think.
I don't know about a race, but yeah, you can if you head down that way. Well, they're the ships.
All right, thank you very much. You've been a great help, and I'll toss him 2
Yep.
gold pieces. And
Oh, thank you kindly. And he puts them in his pocket. He's now, where are those 2 sailors gone? Head of arseholes. And he sort of heads off to look.
Yeah, so I head back over to these guys, tell them, and head off in that direction.
So that's not it then. That's not the ship.
Apparently not.
Okay. And the Sea Maiden's fair. We're looking for 2 other ships.
Yeah, he knew nothing about the Sea Maiden's Fair or Captain's Order. He didn't. But
The fair happened to come. Okay.
when I mentioned someone really ostentatious, he mentioned these 2 other ships down this way.
All right. Yeah. Let's head that direction then. Are we going further down, further south in the dock ward?
Yeah, so you're sort of going. It's kind of like on an angle, isn't it? Or being like this, the southeast, and you're sort of heading northwest, if you like, along the front of the dock itself.
Cool.
You continue to walk, and this actually takes you. It's not a it's not a short walk in itself, and this probably takes you a good sort of sort of half an hour to 45 minutes really of just having a look, and you sort of see that there are 2 ships that are almost identical. They're moored together with a sort of a pontoon that's sort of going between the 2 of them, and you can see on the back of the ship, you can see the words Hellraiser on the left-hand side ship, and then on the right-hand side you can see the Heartbreaker.
And they're in the water there. They're seaworthy vessels as far as.
Yeah, they're in the water, and as you look underneath the titles of the ships, you can actually see the words Sea Maiden's Fair.
Okay. Right. Okay. So we're far enough away. No one, as far as we can tell, no one from either ship has spotted us in particular. We're just part of the crowd.
Oh yeah, there's absolutely hundreds of people that are just knocking about, moving around, and like I said, horses and carriages. It's all very. Negan, you remember this as not far away from this area is where you boarded the Rotten Apple when you attended the Blackwoods dinner.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Thorin, I think with that they're the ships. We can see the names there. This is where we're going to find Captain Zord, see what he knows. So, if you want to pop in the ring, now's probably the time to do it. And I'd suggest, given my track record, you take charge there, Negan, and look after your man.
I'll do that.
Okay, is there somewhere, just a side alley or something, somewhere I can vanish discreetly?
It takes you a couple of minutes to sort of get into a place where you feel comfortable to do it. There's plenty of side alleys alongside warehouses and various things like that. You sort of find that there's a sort of a shaded area, just quiet and away from the hustle and bustle, which you feel is safe enough to do it.
Okay, well I motion to them to go over to this alley, and while we get there, I say, right, well, guys, if you need me for any reason, I can hear everything that goes on anyway, and I've got 6 hours in here basically.
And you can choose to come out whenever you want.
I choose to come out whenever I want.
Is there any way for us to force you out?
Not force me.
We could, but you could hear us if we said.
Say,
do we need a code word?
Say kaplunk, and I'll be out.
Kaplunk.
Kaplunk.
You're not gonna, in an onomatopoeic way, mistake hearing something fall into the water for us saying kerplunk, are you?
Well thought out.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, kerplunk it
Unless
is.
you've got another word you'd rather use.
No, I love kerplunk.
Soup.
Kerplunk it is.
Okay, and yeah, anything else that we'd need to be aware of about the functioning of this ring? I mean, I've experienced it once, but just any definite do's or do nots?
Try not to get it wet.
And don't feed it after midnight?
I mean, don't generally do that with rings anyway, but not of rings I've come across.
Alright,
Give
okay.
him a weird side
Okay.
glance. I put the ring in Negan's palm, and poof, gone.
Would it fit on any of my fingers?
Maybe your pinky,
Not wearing.
or you could tie it round on a piece of string on your neck.
No, I'll just put it in my jacket. Put it inside.
Have you got a zip on that, Megan? I don't like this could go terribly wrong.
No,
Make
it's
sure
fine. There's no holes.
Okay. Cool. Okay, we've got a pocket in a pocket. I like it. Alright, so
Polar Express here.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Hot
brutal.
chocolate.
Hat. Okay, so having done that, I'll say to Negan, so yeah, like I said, heads up, big guy. This guy is really over the top. He offended me. I was trying to get away, escape all the attention at the time. So, yeah, just keep your wits about it. I think he's a bit of a charlatan, but yeah, we're bigger picture, isn't it? So, does one of the boats look like it's like the lead boat, like the senior boat, or are they both? You said they're almost identical, like.
Yeah, I'll so what you can see, I mean, and you're as you sort of approach the jetty where the two ships are moored up, you can sort of see how grand these ships are. These are not they're not like small time ships. And as you stand there in the shade of the Heartbreaker, which is on your right, you get a good feel for the size. You can see that there is what looks like sort of two decks so one deck at your level, another deck, and then the main deck itself. That's how sort of tall you're looking. You can sort of see that there's a gangplank which comes down onto the jetty. On that main deck, you can see that there are sailors that are just moving things around. The altering rigging, or they're look like they're mending sails. They're just moving, and this is sort of the same on the other ship that's next to it. The sort of same layouts, busy and bustling, all humans on there. They all look quite lithe, quite thin, sort of tanned. Humans, I'm not overly tanned, not like but they've been at sea. And then from that main deck, you can then see then that you've got your fore and aft decks, which sort of come up either side of the main deck. And then on that aft deck, then you've then got the aft castle, which then sits on top. So, you're talking a good couple of stories higher than where you currently are.
Okay, so yeah, to the main. I'm just going to turn to Negan and say, we don't know each other that well, mate, but I've been pretty honest with you so far, and I'm not, I tell jokes and that, but I'm not flash, and I'm typically trying to keep myself well hid. But this guy seems to be like a force of character. That seems to be like his projection, how he's trying to kind of play himself and power play things. Obviously, he's got a good thing going here. These are like immense ships and stuff. So if I see him out of character, it's just I'm just trying to like work an angle and kind of play him a bit out his own game a little bit and make myself out to be worth more than I probably am. I'm not That's not me. That's just my angle here. If you get me.
Just do you, and I'll back you up. Don't worry.
Nice one. So, I'll approach the gangplank then on the way.
So which shape? You've got the Heartbreaker on the right, and you got the Hellraiser on the.
Negan, 50-50, right or left?
Right, anything below 10 on a D20 will go to the left. Anything anything above 10 go to the right. 6 left.
Okay, so you eye up the Hellraiser. This is sort of just catching the sun. You can sort of see the sun now coming through the clouds. You can see the shade of the mass of the Heartbreaker. You can actually no, it's not in the shade of the Heartbreaker. Sorry, so it's just catching all the sun, and you can see that the gangplank is up there. It's just free to walk up.
Okay, there's no one like man in the bottom of it or anything.
No, you can sort of see where they've sort of left things, and there's crates and whatever else. But no one's currently on the gangplank. No one's on the jetty. They're just sort of busying themselves. What look like on the main deck. Are you heading up?
Yeah, I'm just gonna head up.
Yeah.
Marching orders.
I'm gonna head up.
Who's going?
I'm gonna head up.
Let's have us go first. And I'll go behind him.
Okay. With the height of the boat, the actual the gangplank itself has got a series of posts in it, and then rope for sort of handhold, as it is quite steep. Tavis, you make your way up, and it is a bit of a climb to get up to the top. And as you first sort of get on it, you can actually feel that the ship is slightly moving. The gangplank is slightly moving under your feet as you make your way. You come up to the top where there is a break in the rail itself, and you sort of see the hustle and the bustle of a perception check with advantage, please.
No, mate, I just lost you there a little bit.
Yeah, scanned out. Oh, he's gone.
You there, anyone?
I'm here, yeah, but I just lost you.
Sorry. Yeah, I lost everyone then, I think.
Okay, so just got to the top of the gangplank and...
just roll a perception check with advantage for me, please.
Okay.
Just Tavis.
15.
Yeah. 15. So as you come sort of towards the end of the rope, like I said, where you've got the break in the railing, you've got like sort of two carved pieces of wood on each side. You reach out and you just grab hold of one to pull yourself up, and you see that your typical grey skin is now white.
Ooh. Okay. I see that. I'll jump up anyway. And look for any reflective surface.
Reflective surface, not really. No. What you can see now is you can see that sort of sailors everywhere. You can see that there are more sort of what look like officials, if you like, so people in official capacity that are up on the aft deck. You can see that there's a couple up on the aft castle at the back, who sort of look over, and you sort of see that one of them starts to sort of make his way down to see you. Negan, you're now coming up to the top of the gangplank behind Tavis.
I'd also be looking at my hands would mainly be gloved anyway. Like I'd be quite heavily gloved, but I'd look, like my skin or my wrist or whatever. I'd just be inspecting myself, seeing what I see.
Okay, yeah. I assume you didn't have gloves on, so that's my bad. But we'll say there was a break in a sleeve just as you've reached out, and that's where you've sort of seen it. Yeah, you sort of pull back the sleeve, not to try and attract any attention, but there is a certain change in the tone of your skin.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Negan, you can't see Tavis at this time because you're standing behind him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have I spotted this official guy looking towards, like he's coming down?
Yeah. So if you're gonna stand and wait, you see this human male. He looks to be in his sort of late 20s, quite handsome and tall, and you sort of see that he's wearing sort of quite baggy, quite loose clothing, sort of opened up towards the chest. His pants are quite baggy. He's sort of got sort of, not, I won't say knee-high boots. They're sort of like just under the knees, sort of black boots, and he comes striding down and he says, "Can I help you, fine gentleman?"
Does he look like Captain Zord?
No. Oh, you don't recognise him. You've not seen him before.
Negan with me now?
Negan stood behind you, yeah.
And he's here. I've not had a chance to talk to Negan. Yeah, I'm looking for Captain Zord. He requested my company.
Oh right. So when was this? Yeah.
Only yesterday. He was very interested in myself, and we had a good chat. Seemed to be getting on quite well, and he requested I pay a visit, and here I am. So if you could fetch him, I'd be most grateful.
Might prove a bit of an issue. He's on the flagship that's out in the harbour on anchor. That's the eye catcher. I can go and get my captain if that helps. Maybe he can arrange for you to meet him.
How far? When is Captain Zord due back?
Well, he doesn't stay aboard the ship. He stays aboard the eye catcher.
When's he due back on land?
Oh, I won't be privy to that kind of information.
How would you go about getting word to him?
Well, I don't really speak to Captain Zord, but like I said, my captain would, and he would be able to get word to him if that's what you require. I can go and fetch him now if you like.
What's your captain's name?
It's Fergus Crabwater. I can.
Fergus Crabwater.
I can go and fetch him now if you like.
Yeah, I don't want to bother you too much. We'll wait about here. Take your time.
Okay, and he says, "Yep. If you just hang fire here, I'll go and fetch him." And you see him sort of disappear.
What was your name? Sorry.
Oh, my name is Frederick.
Thank you, Frederick. I appreciate your assistance. And once he's turned, I'll turn to Negan and say, "There's some sort of illusion or something going on this ship. What do I see when I look at Negan?"
Negan.
Okay.
I sort of say, what did the guy say his boat was called?
The other boat is the flagship. I've written the flagship and I've not written them.
No. When he first told you to come and see him.
Oh, yeah. He told me his name was he told me he was the captain of the Sea Maiden's Fair. Now both these boats have Sea Maiden's Fair written on the back.
But he's then Then this guy's just told us that he's on the boat and it was called
The eye catcher.
the Eye Catcher. I think we've just got to play this out, Tabby, see what happens here now. But it does seem strange to me.
Do I look like me to you?
Well,
Let me make that clearer. My skin looks different to me when I've just seen it. You look like
have you turned to face Negan?
Yeah, I turned to face Negan. So what do I see? When
Oh yeah, okay. So Negan in return. So from what you've seen of Tavis, which isn't a lot, obviously, with him with his sort of the hood obviously as a shroud. What you sort of seen is the sort of frontal area of his face. Tavis has a very elvish looking face. His features are very elvish, which you can spot and differentiate a mile away. His skin color on top of that is a very earthy grey color. Obviously, you've not really seen it, the daylight on him, but you know that that's the color of his skin. Now that you look at Tavis, what you see is human features and white skin.
But when I look at Negan, I'm still seeing Negan.
You're still seeing Negan, yeah.
Yeah, there's something going on here, mate. Like I don't look like me.
What would Negan's reaction be to that?
What might be a reaction to it?
Because Tavis doesn't look like Tavis.
His appearance has changed completely.
Yeah, his elvish features have gone. He now has human features, a more human face, and his skin color that's gone from the earthy grey color to now being a white. He looks like a white human male.
Did Tavis know that he changed?
Tavis had spotted on his wrist that his skin color had changed. Yeah.
Okay. Tavis, is something happened to you when you stepped on this boat?
I didn't feel anything, mate, and I didn't do anything. This isn't me. I think this is an effect of the boat, and I don't know. I've never experienced this. It's weird.
Do you feel okay though?
Yeah, I feel like me. Do I feel any?
I never really.
Liam?
Was that sorry?
Do I feel any different?
If you hadn't have looked and seen that the skin, or if Negan hadn't noticed, you would never have known. You just feel like you.
Yeah, I feel completely fine, mate. Just look weird.
The guy that we're trying to see, if we see him, is he going to know? He's not going to notice you now, is he? Because you look different to how he saw you when you were in the bar.
I mean, yeah, unless I don't know how these things work, unless it's his illusion. But apparently he's off on another ship. Like he's not even here. He's off on the deck, docked in the harbour on the Eye Catcher. So I mean that lad Frederick's gone to fetch his captain. We can ask him some questions, or we can just bail now if you want.
I think we've come on in now. Let's wait till he brings his captain down. See if he gives us any information. If it doesn't sound like it's anything of anything, then we just get out and then we'll find a way to get onto the
Eye Catcher. Yeah, cool. We'll wait.
Can Theron hear all this while he's in the ring, or is he oblivious to anything?
No, he can hear it. Yeah.
He can hear that. So
he can hear you talking. Yeah.
You can hear me talking. Okay. Yeah, I think we got to wait for the captain. To come down, and then we'll make a judgment from there. But if it doesn't feel like the information he's given us is helpful at all, then I think you're right. We get off. Try and find another way to get onto the other ship.
Okay, so we're waiting for Captain Fergus Water.
Yeah. Okay, so while you're standing on the deck, Isla, you've just walked into into the shop, or Saba's Fine Imports, you can see that that this is more of a high-end shop than what you've probably been in before. There's quite a lot of glass cabinets with fine works of jewelry, or just general sort of fineries in itself. There may be sort of crystal cut glass, fine painted plates and things like that. There's absolutely all assortment of things. As you walk in and you sort of take all this in, rather large, a man that would be about 6'2", and really heavy set, quite a large gut. He sort of approaches, rubbing his hands. Good morning, sir. Welcome to Saba's Fine Imports. How may I help you this morning?
And his leg looks up. Pretty big. And it just says, it says on a sign outside about a crown of Atalanta. Said come in and have a look. So here I am.
Oh, fine work for the 1,000 years that this crown has been, since it's been made. You would look at it and you would think that it was made yesterday. I'm lucky to have this on display for this limited amount of time. Such craftsmanship. It's actually upstairs. I can show you, but would you like to have a look around the rest of the shop first and see if anything takes your fancy?
And so to be quite honest, this crown's piqued my curiosity. I'll happily have a look at the wares on the way out. If
Okay.
that's all right with you. Let's say you've sold it to me. 1,000 years old, and looks like it was made yesterday. Sounds
The
pretty
Lost
remarkable.
Empire of Atalanta. It's the crown jewels themselves. Again, I know someone who knows someone who managed to procure it for a small time. However, there is a small question of fee. It's not a free display, fortunately. It's quite expensive to see them. I have to make a return on displaying them.
How much is the small fee?
It's 2 gold, sir.
And I just kind of go, oh, and I pull out 2 gold and hand it to him. Just give him a cheeky little wink.
And he not really meaning to, he sort of tussles your hair as if you were almost like a child, and he sort of follow me, sir, follow me, and he sort of tries to sort of gloss over it quite quickly, and he leads you to the back where there's a set of wooden steps which go up into what is a landing space. There's more items within this space, and he leads you right into the center, and you see that there's a glass cabinet in the center of the room. There's a purple velvet cushion in the center of this glass cabinet, and then resting on top is quite a intricate and detailed crown. You can't tell the material. It has a silver rather than a gold appearance, and it is quite sort of jeweled, encrusted. There's nothing that's like large, or it's more like a diamond, really, more sort of white jewels that sort of glitter. And as you make your way around it, you can sort of see the glint of the light changing from your perspective. You can sort of see the sort of the prism effect as it catches, and you really are, taken back by its beauty.
Okay. Would I know anything about this at all? Anything about the crown?
Roll a history check.
Or any of the history around it?
Where did you say the crown was from? Sorry.
3.
3. Being a
That's
from offshore, if you like, from not actually growing up in the mainland. it's not something that you've ever heard of, no.
So, you have to forgive me. Sorry, what's your name?
Oh, my name is Osaba.
Ah, there we go.
Ildar Osaba.
Ildar. Ildar. You'll have to forgive me. I'm from Karen Peninsula off the west coast, and to be honest with you, this is my first time in a city, and my knowledge on history is not the best. What can you tell me about this crown? 1,000 years old. That's a lot of history to. There's got to be a bit of a story, and it looks absolutely immaculate.
Oh, the Athalantans. It was, well, if my history is correct, it was one of the very first empires ever to inhabit the Sword Coast. It stretched for leagues from the north, almost to the frozen north itself, and west to the Moon Sea. East to the Moon Sea. Really the peak of its age, and they brought with them laws. They brought with them societies and governance. They organised cultures with farms, trade. They had their own currency. And no one really knows about the tragedy of Atalanta, or really where it all rests now. Modern towns have now been built within its ruins, and now all we see is fragments. To have a crown of this, the crown of Atalanta here, in one piece, it's really something. You are looking into the past.
That's quite amazing. And how did you manage to get hold of it? Like, if it's so rare, and
Well,
you're a friend of a friend, or
yeah, I have a friend of a friend. The thing is when it comes to priceless pieces of artifacts such as this, although they are priceless and they are precious, they don't really earn a lot just sitting in a box in the cellar of someone's house. You'll find that people who do own these things, they would like to turn a bit of a profit, if not, they not sell them themselves. I had a friend. He knew someone who is the owner of it, and yeah, here you are. You're here looking at the crown. He's making a little bit of money, and hopefully I'll be able to sell you something before you leave. Make a little bit of money myself.
just give another little bit of a smile and say, and how long have you got it for? Has it been quite a popular attraction? Have you had many people visit?
I've procured it for 3 weeks. I've had it for a week already, and yes, I'll have it for a week more, and hopefully we'll get a few people coming in, such as yourself, if not just to marvel at it. You can marvel at it. It's just, I can sit here and look at this all day. Absolutely beautiful.
No, it is. And have you had many people visit already, or?
Of course, the crown of Atalanta. I mean, normally, it picks up in the afternoon, but in the morning we get the odd person coming in. The history aficionados, if you like, coming to peruse. But yeah,
So there must be people who visit again and again. It's that impressive. Have you found that? Have you?
Again and again. There'd been one or two, I must admit. They come and then they bring their friends, but yes, we've had quite a few visitors. It's nice to have got it out in the open and for people to really appreciate the artwork.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And while that's going, I'm just like taking a little bit of a look around the room. Is there anything else in the room? other than the
there's
crown?
yeah, there's
Tons of stuff.
there's quite a lot of wealth. There's what you can sort of see is everything's against the wall. You know, there's all sort of like glass cabinets and things like that around, and then this is just literally in the center of the room. And you can see there's all sorts of things. There's like silver cutlery in there, or there's works of silver in terms of ornaments. You can sort of, like, again, it's very much a replica of inconsistent with what's down below and on the first floor.
Yeah, any windows and stuff?
Yeah, there's two windows on the wall, which are the two windows that you've seen from the front, and then in the back corner you can then see that there is a more narrow and steeper set of stairs or steps, which then go up to the sort of the attic space above.
Mm-hmm. I'll say, is this like goes to reach out and kind of just like touch it, lift it up, wants to have a little look around? How does Saba kind of react?
Oh, he puts a hand out straight away. Now I must ask, and please don't be offended by this, but there are no fingers to be touching this cabinet.
Just kind of nod at him, so apologies. Just such a thing of beauty. Just wouldn't mind getting a closer look, but I'm sure you can understand that.
I can understand, and I don't mind you leaning in, but please do not touch. I can't stress that enough. This is just for viewing purposes only. You do understand.
Oh, of course. I'll lean in and have a little look and just have a closer inspection, look for any inscriptions. And so just even kind of ask, is there anything arcanic about this crown? Any magical properties?
No. The Athalansans, although they had their own, magic users, the actual royal family Athalansans were never, as far as I know, in the old scripts, never really that way inclined. No, this is just a beautiful, fine piece of jewellery.
No. Excellent. Might seem a bit of a strange question. Have you got good security around this place?
Oh, of course. I mean, I have arrangements in place with the City Watch to make sure that we are nice and secure. The area itself is well patrolled, and the case in question is quite secure.
No, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. Well, thank you very much for your time. Is it alright if I just have a little look around up here and follow you down, and I'll have a look downstairs and see if there's anything worth having?
Yes, by all means. And you hear there's tinkling at the door as the door downstairs opens. If you don't mind, please, I can't stress enough, don't touch the case. I'm just going to go and see to the new customers. Feel free to have a look around and see if there's anything that that takes your fancy.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll do. I'm just start to kind of walk off and walk around and have a little look.
Just roll a perception for me.
That is quite delightful. 22.
22. So you can your eyes and your where you are in the room is very much focused on what's in the glass cases that's ahead of you. Your ears, on the other hand, are well tuned in to the Stephen Fry impersonator that's just gone down the steps. You can sort of hear him going down, and the same sort of patter comes back out. He's got that, oh hi, welcome to the the strawberry. It's very much the same sort of patter. Oh, the crown, you say? Well, yes. And as you're sort of walking between one case and another, you hear, oh, 2 gold. Yes. You can sort of hear that the similar arrangement that's going on downstairs, what you've just been through.
Okay. Cool. Let me just check something. See if I've got it. Yeah, I have. Can I cast Detect Magic, please?
Yeah.
And see what I can find that is magical.
You can. Let me just have a quick look. Okay. I would say. Yeah, you can sense that that there is a aura of magic around around the actual glass case itself, and more so as well the plinth that it's actually standing on. In terms of yeah, in terms of the actual school of magic, you get the sense that this is more of an abjuration that's on the that's wrapped around the object.
Okay. And anything else in the room that's magical? Anything around the windows, stairs?
No, you just sort of see this. You sort of see this being very sort of the very sort of fine. I would say sort of items that would cater more to a aristocracy, if you like. These are more just fine wear, nothing magical, just elegant household items.
Okay. Any nice mugs? Tankards, perhaps?
Yeah, you see that there's a couple of like sort of silver tankards. There is two. There's one which is just silvered, and then there's one which is you can sort of see is silver, but then it's got like a leather sort of binding around it, a black leather, and you can sort of see that there is like where it's sort of been sort of stitched. It's prominent, but it's been done in such a way that it looks sort of elegant, and it's got quite a fine, detailed sort of handle on it of what almost looks like it would look like a bow, if you like you get the idea that it's like a hunter's mug, you know.
All right. I'll make my way back downstairs and have a look at what's downstairs. Just taking all the decent smoking stuff, is it?
Yeah, as you sort of put a foot on the step, you sort of see that Osama puts a foot on a step at the other end, and he sort of looks up, just hearing the creak.
I step back.
Okay. Yeah, you step back, and he's very kind, you sir, and he comes up, and you see that behind him are a sort of, I wouldn't say elderly, but definitely an older couple. You can sort of see that they're both with grey hair, sort of a little bit stooped, and they have a quick looking around, and they sort of head towards the crown. And again, he's very much sort of flamboyantly, "This is the crown of Atalanta," giving us sort of same sort of spiel.
Any magic on those people that have come up the stairs? I've got 10 minutes of it, so.
No, they just look like. I mean, their clothes. I would say that their clothes look quite refined. Maybe sort of giving them an element of. They are not overtly wealthy, but they're definitely not. You know, they've definitely got some sort of wealth about them. and they just sort of make their way straight over to the crown jewel, if you like, and start to gaze at it.
Do they say anything, or just kind of stand there and wonder?
Oh no, you sort of see him, ooh, and I never thought I'd get to see these in my lifetime, and there's sort of little exchanges, little pleasantries, and things like that.
Oh, cool. No, I'll go downstairs and have a little look at what's going on downstairs.
Yeah, you have a look around. You can see that again, it is just literally like that sort of houseware sort of goods. You can sort of see that there's bottles of fine wine that are arranged in one corner. You sort of see there's like dusty labels on them and things like that, where they look sort of quite old. You can sort of see that there's necklaces down here and there's rings down here, and nothing that's peaking in terms of the tech magic. All very sort of mundane items from that perspective, just jewelry and odds and sods, things like
that. Again, any tankards? Notice any sets of tankards or anything like
that? No, you no, you don't see any tankards. So just roll a perception. 7. Something catches your eye, which is it's a sort of wide piece of ivory, probably just over an inch in length, probably about 3/4 of an inch in height, and it is beautifully carved again in this ivory. You can sort of see what looks like a ship, which is being sort of carved out of it, and then it's not like not like really 3D. It has like recesses in it, so it's nothing that like looks like it can break, but it's just got these fine sort of carvings in to show what look like waves, like the ship is coming through the waves. At the back of this, you can sort of see that there's a black, sort of long, curved piece of wood. And as you sort of get in and have a closer look, you can see that it's actually a pipe.
Yeah, Isla goes right over to that and has a good look. Is it in a case? Is it out?
No, everything's within these sort of glass sort of cabinets. You sort of see that it's down. It's sort of got like a little label on it with a price on it.
How much is it?
You can see that it says 8 gold on it.
Isla just calls out, Ildar.
And he says, oh, just 1 minute, and then you hear him saying, please don't touch, please don't touch. I'll be back in a moment, but I need to sort of hear the heavy footfalls of the giant sort of rotund man as he comes downstairs. Yep, can I help?
This pipe here. You got any history on it? Any information? Nice pipe.
I tend to find that the traders they come and go. They come through the city. I know where to look within the markets and things like that. I've seen this piece. It's ivory. It looks to me like it's come from sort of more warmer climates, if I may say so. But obviously, it's been carved near the sea itself. It's absolutely fine. I don't really have a great deal of information, which is why I haven't put a great deal of price against it. But I'm sure you can see for yourself. It's a rather fine pipe.
Yeah, just drop. I've already prepared it. Just drop 8 gold into his hand.
Okay. You sort of see that he fiddles around the back. There's like a sort of series of catches, and he sort of on the other side as well, another sort of catch, and there's a bit of an adjustment. And next, he just sort of pulls open the top of the glass. He sort of sets it down, and And then he takes out a rag from his pocket and he reaches in and he wraps this sort of cloth around it so he's not putting his fingers on it himself, and he hands it over to you. You feel it has quite a weight to it. And now that you're getting sort of, so I'll look at it, you sort of see how it come into a peak at the sort of the front of the ship itself, and the real sort of elegant details that are in there.
Yeah. I've
just noticed you have strange eyes.
And Ezra just kind of goes, yeah, the seers of a home to me, shall we say?
Well, I can see why you, pardon the pun, I can see why you were attracted to this fine piece.
Yeah, just says, yeah, a lot happened a long time ago. The waves and the sea had a big impact in my life, changed my life, some would say.
Are you? Well, you have the mark of the sea. I can see. I've never seen that before. If you don't mind, I've best get back up and see to my other customers. If there's nothing else, of course.
Just make sure that you look after that crown.
Of course. And he puts the cabinet back. He locks everything up, and he pockets the gold. And he says, "Thank you. Please call by any time, and let everyone know. Please let everyone know that they really are a spectacle, and everyone should really take advantage while they're here for the limited time in the city."
Oh, I will do. Thank you. While I'm in that room, can I figure out, the other set of steps that were in the room upstairs, where they would lead to? Would they lead to the back where I couldn't really get access to, or would they be to the back of the building, or?
No, so you're where you come through the door. There was a counter on your right. There was a set of steps which were in the right corner going left up to the next floor. Mm-hmm. When you got up to that next floor, on the same back wall, on the left-hand side was a set of steps, then steep and narrow going up above.
Up again. Okay.
When you were outside, you seen that sort of circular sort of porthole window, and you assume that that's where they're heading.
Right, cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna make my way back outside. And is there anywhere to just sit and relax and chill in and around that area?
Yeah, there's on the sort of the corners of the wagon race. You can sort of see that there's a whole sort of bustle of people. You can see that there's a small sort of, I wouldn't say tavern, but it was more like it was just more sort of a food sort of place. It's rounded on its corner. The door is actually on the round, almost like it's like a tower that's been built onto the sides of the building. It sort of tapers up towards the top, and it has you sort of see that it's got almost like a turret at the top, if you like. And then there's all sorts of people all coming out, and they've all got various arrays of food and whatever else. And then you can sort of see that on this pavement, there's actually quite a lot of pavement itself. You can sort of see that there is a sort of small group of sort of outside sort of benches, sort of stone benches, sort of in a circle. And then in the center, there is a like a small stone statue of what looks like a griffin. And as you sort of look and sort of ponder on that area, it's very reminiscent of the trophy that was handed to the winner at the end of the wagon race. It's almost like a larger version of that.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a seat, pull out another lemon. Not really taking my eyes off the shop, just taking a little bit of note of the comings and goings of people. Having a look around, seeing if there's anyone, say, I say out of the ordinary. Maybe somebody who doesn't necessarily fit the bill of, aristocracy or being into that type of thing. But I'm not going to stay there for longer than an hour.
Okay. Right. Just roll a perception check.
Natural 20.
Okay. Your eyes are pinned. You're watching that shop. You see that the elderly couple leave. I know. And how long are you going to be there? Sorry, did you say?
Probably only around an hour. Probably till about midday-ish. I think that's probably about right. I think I probably got there about 9:30. Came out about 10, 10. So probably just until around midday.
Yep. You sit.
Just with them saying it gets busier in the afternoon. So I thought,
yeah, you see that the crowd within this area sort of ebb and flow. It'll be bustling in a minute and they sort of die down a little bit. You'll sort of see that there are people that are going in and out of the shop. Some spend longer in there, some don't. But nothing really catches your eye in terms of like anything out of the ordinary or odd or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, after that period of time, I'll use the Sending Stone and speak to Negan, and just say, Negan, I'm going to head down towards where you are. Where are you?
Two ships. What is it called?
You got the Hellraiser, which is the ship that you're on, and the Heartbreaker is the other ship.
So there's two ships, quite big ships. One's called the Hellraiser and one's called the Heartbreaker. You'll see, if you follow them down, you'll see them. Meet us there.
I flag down a carriage. Actually, I go and look for my steed. See that it's not gone. I'll have a little look around, and then just go, shrug and just flag down a carriage, and I'll head my way down towards the dock ward.
Okay. Yeah, not hard to do. You from where you're at, you're you make your way there, and it sort of sets you back 3 silver to get there. But after sort of 25 minutes or so, you're in and around that sort of dock area. We're just sort of seeing the huge, massive ships. At this point, I think it's best that we take a short break, and when we come back, we will be picking up with Tavis and Negan on board the Hellraiser. Right then, let's pick up where we left off. Tavis and Negan, you were just discussing. You were just discussing your I don't think predicament is the word. Your current situation on board the ship.
Yeah.
The deckhand has just gone off to go and get his captain, Fergus Crabwater, and Negan, you just receive a message from Isla saying that he is on his way over. So you imagine you probably got about sort of 25 minutes before Isla arrives. Anything you want to do just while you're waiting, or?
I just sort of lean over to Tavis and say, Isla's on his way. I've told him where we are. But obviously, hopefully.
Any news on the Red Viper?
No, we can't. He can't tell us information through the messaging, but hopefully he can tell us anything when he gets here.
Yeah, cool.
Hopefully this captain shows up soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you watch and from the aft deck. So you're on the main deck. You can just sort of look. There's a set of sort of two steps of sets of steps that go up to the next level up, and then again another two that go on to the aft castle. So from that aft deck, you see a man walk out, quite sort of quite I wouldn't say lavish clothes, but he's well dressed. You see that he is a human male. He's in his probably late 30s. His head is shaved, and he makes his way down, sort of catches your eye, makes his way down the steps, then across the main deck towards you. He says, I believe you're inquiring about Captain Zord.
Yeah, that's right. I was talking with him yesterday, and he requested my company, and I've come along to greet him.
Oh, he requested you.
Yeah, he accosted me and was quite keen to meet, and so told me to make my way down to the Sea Maidens Fair. Here I am. Can you get message to him? I understand he's offshore on the eye catcher.
Yes. I mean, I can get a message to him.
Is he expected back anytime soon, or?
He stays mainly on the unless he has any business within the city. We've been here now for some time. We're just making ready to sail. We're going to probably be here for another week, maybe two, and then we'll be moving on.
Okay. And what exactly have you been doing in the city?
Oh, we are a traveling fair. We entertain. We travel from the cities. I personally am from like most of our crew and our captain from Luskan in the north. Yes, we travel all the major cities, right down to Latan, even if you believe it, quite some way. Yeah, we have a fair. We put on parades and we entertain. It's quite a spectacle. If you didn't see us, I can only say you missed out, and hopefully you'll catch us another time.
Yeah, I'm afraid I did miss it. Yeah, but so Captain Zord is your captain, or?
He's the captain of the Sea Maidens Fair. Yes, he's our captain.
My naval knowledge is limited. Is he the captain of? Is the Sea Maidens Fair like a flotilla, or like a? Is he captain of all three ships, or he's just the captain of the eye catcher, or how does that work? I'm a bit confused.
Oh. Okay, so we call him captain. I personally am the captain of this ship, the Hellraiser. Now, over the other side, the other captain of the vessel over there, the Heartbreaker, is Besham. The captain of the Eye Catcher is Ari Hook. We each captain the vessel. However, we all take our instructions from Captain Zord.
Okay, I think I understand. So, yeah, getting back to business, if we should say. Captain Zord, me and him were speaking yesterday, and he was really keen to have a conversation with me. and invited me down. Told me to come to the dock ward and look out the Sea Maidens Fair. And yeah, here I am. So I think he'd like to know that I'm here. If you've got a way of letting him know, that would be probably in your interests and mine.
Well, I can get a message, or I can ferry you out to the eye catcher if that's what you'd like.
He was quite clear that he was more than comfortable for me to make any journey to meet him with my friends, and I've, my friend Negan here, and I've got another friend potentially on the way. So yeah, we'll if you don't mind, I'll wait for my friend. We'll have a quick conversation, see if we've got nothing more pressing to do, and that would be most agreeable if yeah, thanks for the offer.
Oh, I will get one of our boats ready. We'll get it down into the water, and I'll get someone to ferry you over. If you just give me a small amount of time while I arrange that, I can get you over. If Captain Zord has requested you to or invited you to come aboard the ship, then I don't see any reason why that shouldn't take place.
Good to hear. Should there be any query or request? The name is Tavis.
Tavis. Oh,
And it's a
that's
pleasure
great to meet you. He holds out his
And I hold out. Yeah, I shake his hand. Does his hand feel like the representation of his body?
Yeah, feels like a hand.
Feels like a human hand. Doesn't feel anything.
Feels like a hand.
Okay. Yeah, I'm happy to leave it at that. I'll step down your gangplank. Don't want to get in the way of all the loading, unloading, and etc. We'll wait there for my friend, and then I'll come back up and let you know that we're happy to take the boat and head over to see Captain Zord on the eye catcher. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine, and yeah, he allows you to walk away freely, and you sort of see as he backs away, he's sort of giving directions to certain people that he comes across. You guys making your way.
Check my lift and check my skin on the way down the gangplank, or before, like even as I turn around and turn my back to him. At what point? Or do I see any change, or if I do, at what point?
From when you get down the gangplank onto the jetty, you have a look, and your skin is still white.
Back on land, and my skin is still white. Okay, and it's just me and Negan. Negan follow.
Yeah, Negan, did you follow?
Yeah. Now I sort of back and then followed him back down, sort of looking out in the distance to see if Isla was in sort of eyesight as of yet.
Okay, so I'd be like, Negan, mate, just like under my cloak around my arm, but my arm visible to Negan, just like, this isn't what I look like. Have you any experience to know why this would happen?
No, is this anything like this happened to you before?
No. It's really quite freaking me out. Could I lead us to like a quiet little side street or something?
You remember the street where Thorin entered the ring?
Yeah. I'll just lead us back to that little side street where we're stealthy enough not to be seen before.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you'll make your way there.
And just kind of look up at Negan and slightly move my hood back a little bit and just ask him what I look like.
Negan, you see Tavis as you've known him.
But he's gone back to normal now.
And I look
The
at
grey
myself.
skin,
I look at my skin again.
the elvish.
And
yeah.
I see myself back to normal.
Yep.
So I think, all right, it's something to do with that ship. As soon as I'm in touch with that ship, I'd totally change appearance.
Do you think it's gonna?
Be good for me.
Do you think it's gonna happen if we go onto the other ship?
I don't know, but I think whatever happened, I think Captain Zord knows about it. He touched me. Not like that, kids. It's fine. He seemed to make a conscious effort to lay hands on me.
Well, the only thing we can do then, Tavis, is if we notice that you changed when you get onto the boat,
just let me know.
He still says that he still knows you're Tavis, then he knows something more than we do.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your first thoughts about getting on this boat, rowing over to the other boat? I mean, for me, it does make us more vulnerable, but I'm still down with it. Like, I know you guys really need some links on this Blackwood guy, and I'm happy to follow it up.
It would have been nice. It would have been nice to know how many people are actually on his ship, but at the same point, I don't think we get told anyway. But we just got to wait for Isla to get here now, and then we can go from there.
Yeah, we're stronger together.
Yeah. Get the bottle off the thing, and I'll go get it for you. Yeah, and obviously, Thurin's heard all this as well. Yeah.
I can hear everything like I'm stood there. It'll just it'll be a little muffled because I'm in your pocket.
Yeah, but you can't talk. There's nothing you can say, and we can't hear it back anyway.
I can't make any. No, I'm in a different dimension basically.
So the only way, so if we were to say obviously Mark, that's the you'd be able to hear us to then come out the ring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so I know, that's fine then.
Good plonk.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Say that. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Cool. And whilst we're waiting for Isla, I'm gonna walk over back to the gangplank because I assume it's still fairly unattended as it was. Like comings and goings, and it's fairly free. I'm gonna walk up, looking at my skin, step on it, see what I see, step off it, see what happens. Confirm suspicions.
On the gangplank leading up to the ship.
Yeah.
As you approach the gangplank, just before you put a foot on it, you just roll your sleeve up, and you can see that your skin is white.
Just before, so it's like, okay, anything like it's almost like cross the threshold of land, and it seems to be the thing. I'll go back to Negan and wait for Isla. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, Isla, you get out of the carriage. You ask around just like the others did earlier on. Unless there's anything else that you wanted to take a look at or do anything other than finding where your friends are, it's fairly straightforward. You get a few people just sort of giving you a bit of a direction, and after sort of 10 minutes or so, you manage to see these two ships, big pile of crates and things in the actual sort of main sort of dock, and then this jetty coming out. And then more crates piled up. You see the Hellraiser and the Heartbreaker.
Have we seen him? Has he come past our eye line yet?
Just roll perception.
20.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're keeping a close eye out, and you sort of see him sort of looking around and looking up at the ship.
Okay, so I just thought of Isla.
Yo.
So I call him over type of thing, and then just sort of explain to him and say, we've been on one of the ships, but when we went on, something happened and Tavish changed slightly. You've got to see it to believe it, but we were on the ship and all of a sudden his skin pigment changed, all of a sudden just looked different. But we're waiting for you to get here, and then we can get taken out to go onto the ship to see this captain.
All right, I go up into the ship, and I'm assuming Negan guides me over to Tavis.
Oh, we're both off the ship now, like hidden back.
Ah, right, okay, so not on the ship. All right, cool.
How'd you get on with the hunt for the Red Viper?
Didn't find them, but I think I found what the next target might be, if anything. Although it surprised me that this place wasn't targeted first. It was a gold mine.
What do you think they're going to target?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The words right out of my mouth.
There's a crown there called the Crown of Atalanta. It's over 1,000 years old. And it's only going to be there for the next 3 weeks.
Is it particularly well guarded?
Yeah, it looks like there's magic around the casing of an abjuration type spell, but I don't know what it is. I couldn't identify what it is.
Tavis, how long did they say they were into these circus people were going to be here for before they were leaving?
He said a couple of weeks. He said that, yeah, 2 or 3 more weeks, that was it, yeah. Which,
okay.
He said they were getting ready to leave and it was going to be 2 or 3 weeks, which, I mean, I'm not accustomed to the life of a seafarer, but if you're getting ready to leave, for me, you're believing in a day or 2, not another 2 weeks. Maybe these sailors need to leave. Yeah, cool, yeah.
I don't know. This crown is only going to be here for the next 2 to 3 weeks.
And then where does it go?
Back to the owner. I don't know who the owner is.
Okay. And is it's worth a lot of gold, or it's worth a lot to somebody?
I mean, it's a crown of an ancient empire. It's over 1,000 years old. It's yeah, it's probably worth a few gold pieces.
Practically priceless.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So
that shop, it was full of a lot of nice stuff, you know. But if there was one thing that you'd go there for, it would be that. But, you know.
So were they like people were like it was on sale, attracting bidders or something, or?
I don't know. There was a lot of stuff on sale. And to be fair, the stuff in there, some of it was cheaper than what I thought it'd be for the type of establishment it was.
Okay. Was the crown for sale though? That's what I mean.
No. It was
just for show.
Come and have a look at our crown. Apropos nothing.
No, we had to pay 2 gold pieces to go and have a look.
You paid 2 gold to even have a look?
Yeah.
Did it look like it was protected, or?
Yeah, it looked like there was definitely a spell on the case and the plinth around it, and he was very adamant that didn't touch it.
I mean, with your fingers being all lemony and that, I can see where it's coming from.
You just carry on sucking on.
You stink.
Yeah. So what, Isla? So yeah, this is where we've come to. So this guy who said he was the captain of the Sea Maidens Fair. Apparently, the Sea Maidens Fair. I've completely got that wrong, and I'm an idiot. The Sea Maidens Fair isn't a ship; it's a fair. And there are 3 ships, and he isn't the captain of any of them, but he's like the boss of the fair. So we're going to see some circus leader thing or whatever. But but the captain on here seems perfectly legit, apart from the fact that when I walked on his boat, I was sort of apparently magically transformed into human looking, which I can see would have its advantages. they've organised a little boat to take us over to go and have a word with Captain Zord if you want to accompany.
Yeah, I'll come with you.
Okay, good.
Sort of make-
So, yeah, head back over to.
Don't worry.
As you head over and you're approaching down the jetty, you hear a whistle from above, and you look up on the Hellraiser. You see the individual that you saw first, the one who went and got his captain, Frederick.
Right.
And you sort of see he's sort of holding his hand above his head, like he's sort of squinting. He just sort of gives this whistle, and he just points down below, and you see that there's quite a short, sort of rounded, squat, sort of man individual, quite like sort of not like funny features. I wouldn't say he was like overtly ugly, but he was not an attractive individual, and he sort of beckons you down to the bottom of the jetty. You see that off the back of the ship there's a lowering of a small rowboat, and he's sort of holding the boat, and he sort of offers you to get inside.
Yeah, I'll go on.
I was just going to say, as I head towards the dinghy, are any of these people off the ships, or is everybody on them?
From where you are now, everyone's on them.
Can we make out a boat in the ship in the distance, or is it not? Can we not see?
There's hundreds of boats.
So we don't know whereabouts we're heading at the moment. It just could be a shot.
Yeah.
It's fine. I step onto the dinghy.
Yeah, walk up. What's your name, sir? Thank you for your assistance with the dinghy. What's your name?
My name's Bob.
Oh, what, Bob?
Bob. And you, yeah, it's a great sea. Yes, yeah, of course it is. Which boat are we heading to, Bob? Can you point it out to me? I'm just really curious.
Yeah, I catch you. Well, yeah. You see the group over there? It's the one in the middle, the nice one, the one with the gold on it. And you see there's just a whole host. It's like a forest of masts. And you do see that there is a group, and there is one that's sort of on its own. In that sort of smaller group, there's one just sort of it's not moored with them, just as a small cluster. And you sort of see that it's not like just over there. It's just a good stretch of water for obviously ships to go passing through. So is everyone climbing aboard?
As I try and step aboard, I'm like taking a view of under the thing of my cloak, having an open skin, having a look at my skin as I step on board, and just seeing if there's any difference.
I am also glaring at him.
Yeah, it's still.
As soon as he crosses the threshold of that ship, I am fucking staring at him.
At me.
Yep.
Yeah, Tavis, you're still white.
So I was back to Drow on the dock side.
Mhm.
And then I tread onto the little dinghy and I turn white again.
No. As you got onto the jetty, so your first test was at the bottom of the gantry, and that's when you had a retest. So when you got into that, when you were on the jetty itself, your skin became white. When you got on the boat at the other end of the jetty, you're still white.
Oh, right, okay. So yeah, okay, got you. Yeah, sorry.
In the human form.
Okay.
How am I looking? To myself.
Like Isla.
Just ask the guy on the dinghy to say like, how many people does he keep on this boat that we're going to? Do you know?
Oh, it's quite a few, sir. Yeah, it's quite a few. Yeah, it's probably about the same size, really. A little bit bigger than the two that are behind you. I'm not really a sailor like them lot. I run the carnival. I don't run the carnival. I'm part of the carnival. That's what I do.
What do you do in the carnival, Bob?
Oh.
What's your special?
Well, we got like we call them puppets, you know, and I work on it in a puppet with another mate, Ted.
You are a master of puppets?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I've been doing it for some years. Yeah.
Cool. And then in the meantime, he's got you ferrying boats.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not really a sailor. I can pull a boat, so you know they ask me now and again to take a trip out. All right. I never really see the captain. He comes ashore, but I don't know who ferries him. He doesn't seem to get ferried on the dinghies. But other than that, I make the odd trip back into. Nothing major.
What's the pay like? Does he look after you well enough?
I get fed. I get to see new places. Suppose I can't grumble.
Bit of spare cash, or?
Well, now and again, but you know that's mainly from like passers-by. You know when you're in the carnival and everything. But as it stands, you know, I'm not out on the street. I'm not destitute. You're getting in a boat or what?
I'm in the boat, mate. In the boat, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, you are, but is everyone else in?
As I get in, I just look at Bob and say, Bob, what puppets is it? Not dragons, is it?
Oh no, it's like a horse. Nothing major.
Good. And I just sort of sit down.
As you do, the boat really is like sort of creaking, and he does feel that like the back end sort of raises a little bit where you're in the front of the boat. He takes an oar, he gives it a good shove over, and he starts to dip his oars in, and it feels quite slow going as he's just sort of rowing his way through the stretch of water.
You come and go as you please, Bob. Leave if you want. Get a new job, or.
Yeah. Well, I've been a carny all my life, haven't I? I mean, my dad was a carny, so yeah, I think I'll be all right on here. I don't really have aspirations to do anything else.
No, that's fair enough. It seems like it's good, honest work. Do you want a hand with the rowing? We could speed this gig up. Or
no, you're the guest. No, you're the captain's guest. That's fine. I'll be all right. He just keeps rowing.
Steady away, mate. Steady away.
At this point,
quick question to the DM. Never had to ask this. Can we all swim?
I can swim.
Isla can swim. I wouldn't say that Negan can swim.
I would say Tavis can swim because he had quite a privileged upbringing and he came here on a boat.
Burin.
On the desert.
probably not. Probably hasn't had much need of it.
So you two now are starting to look a little bit nervous. The boat is creaking, and although the Hellraiser seems to be getting further away, the eye catcher looks like it's getting no closer. He's sort of feeling it's like sort of. Oh, sorry, yeah. From Negan perspective, you sort of see that it's yeah. You're feeling quite nervous.
Negan, you don't look too good there. You're right.
I like more structure. I don't like it to be all moving like this. But fine. We'll get there. Get on the boat. Bigger boat. Be fine.
There's always a bigger boat.
At this point, Thurin's got bored of playing cards in his little 20 by 20 room, so he's moved one of the silk curtains aside and used prestidigitation to create a little rubber ball, and he's just sat there on one of the cushions just throwing the ball at the corner.
Doing time.
Yeah. Yeah, you're you're also sat there just looking at the fire pit that never goes out in the center of the room, and you're kind of like throw the ball, dun catch it, and then you look over at the flame, dun, just that sly little glance of unease.
Yeah.
So he's rowing.
Yeah, I offered to give him a hand. He's not having it. How do you find Captain Zord? Do you have much to do with him?
Well, not really. No, like I said, he stays on the eye catcher. Everyone's pleasant. It's a bit weird. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit weird. But you see the odd thing now and again. But
Like my big friend here.
Well, mate, he sort of looks at Negan. Nah.
Don't worry, he won't take offence. Just people that stand out from the crowd. Is that what he's into?
Just make a charisma check for. Just make a yeah. Just do a straight charisma check.
That's terrible. 4.
He kind of like sort of looks at you, and you sort of see that he goes a little bit uneasy with the question. He sort of looks at you a little bit funny, yeah, and goes a little bit uneasy.
That's fair enough. I'd say, listen, you're doing a good job, and give him 5 silver for his troubles of rowing us across.
Negan, Isla, anything you want to do while you're on the crossing?
Well.
Okay. Yeah. So you're sort of 10 minutes really into the row, and start to you start to see that you're coming closer to the eye catcher. So is there anything you want to do before you get off?
I'll just say quietly to Negan. Is it possible to speak quietly to Negan without Bob hearing?
Yeah.
So just go to Negan and just say, well, I'm talking to Negan, deliberately thinking that Thorin can hear.
Yeah.
So that at the moment, I am clearly under the influence of some type of magic. I'm appearing human. So the process of crossing the threshold of land to sea has somehow influenced my appearance. I'm not that au fait with magic and how it works. I'm just really conscious that any other form of magic that might be being employed, I don't know how it works, could be potentially visible. So I just want to have that chat with you, Negan, just to make sure that we're both in the knowledge, the two of us, regarding magic and how it might work aboard this vessel and on these seas, and just leave it at that.
Negan, Isla, just roll quick perception checks for us.
21.
15.
Isla, you sort of just taking in the sights and all that and what's going on. Keep your eye on the ship. As someone who's been by water all their life, you're seeing all the spectacles and all different sort of shapes and sizes of ships that the world's got to offer. When Tavis sort of leans forward to speak to Negan, you sort of see the HUD slightly moves away. He just leans in. You see the grey complexion of Tavis, and his form has returned.
Okay. I don't mention anything at this moment. Is Bob looking human?
Bob looks human. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't say anything. I just keep notes of it.
Okay. So yeah, you start to get a bit more choppy in the boat as you're getting closer to the side of the eye catcher. You see that there is a sort of like a rope ladder sort of webbing, you know, like a sort of square sort of net, if you like, to board. He pulls up sort of alongside it, and he gets his oar and just pulls his oar into the netting, just to sort of right the boat. And he says, well, gentlemen, I'll leave you there. Enjoy your stay on the eye catcher.
I suspect heavily, Bob, we'll be coming back soon. Do you mind hanging on and you can give us a row back? You very successfully, secured our passage over to the eye catcher. Be quite happy to trust in your skills again to take us back to shore. There'll be another couple of silver in it for you if that's something you can do.
Yeah, I'll tie it up. You'll have to just give me a good shout when you're ready to go.
Yeah, great stuff. No bother. Thank you. Thanks for your help.
I jump off first and start climbing.
Okay, so for everyone that's climbing, so that's Negan, Tavis, and Isla.
So just another little thing. As Tavis leaves this boat and goes to another boat, he'd be trying to check his skin again and check what's going on with the whole appearance thing, because it's been on his mind the whole time.
Yeah, so as you reach out to hold the netting and sort of take some of the slack, you just check your wrist and you see that your wrist is white.
Back to human. Okay, yeah. Alrighty then, that's what I expected. Sorry, yeah, as you were, sorry.
So yeah, let's have some. Let's have a look. Let's have some athletics checks, please.
Straight athletics. 13.
11.
Only expecting Negan to be like 25 here.
Literally, I've just rolled 18 plus 4. Oh no, athletics is plus 6. 24.
It's close.
24. What you
Negan pulls us all up.
What you feel is as Isla, you climb on, Tavis, you get on behind him, and you're sort of at two ends. You sort of feel that it's sort of moving and sort of slapping against the boat. You know, as you move your legs, it moves it around. You're just trying to keep hold of your balance. You get up a couple of steps. You know, the rope's not too wet, and you find that you're sort of able to get into a rhythm. However, when Negan gets on it, yeah, and all the weight is at the bottom, it just suddenly goes taut, almost like you're just on a normal ladder with that weight on it. And Negan just, like, there's nothing in the world, just starts to climb up behind you. You sort of recognise the fact that it's a lot easier with Negan behind you, and you sort of try and keep pace to keep ahead of him. You climb up, very similar to the ship you've just been on. You see that there's a gap in the railing. You hop on. You see the sort of similar activities from what you've seen before, and yeah, there's a bustle of sailors. You see that people that are quite similar to Bob actually on this one. Just one or two. The carny-looking folk as they're moving around. They've got sort of smaller boxes. You can sort of see that this ship has got like bunting on the rigging. It's quite well adorned with sort of like the gilded side of it. The railings are all sort of really ornate. So it's a lovely looking boat. Eye Catcher is definitely the name for it. And you're standing there on the ship main deck.
Did we see? Does it have Eye Catcher and Sea Maiden's Fair in the same way that the other two did? Yeah.
Yeah, and then in sort of like the writing underneath the Sea Maiden's Fair, on this particular one, you just see the word carnival.
Okay. Okay.
I turned around to help Tavis get up onto deck and checked out his skin.
Yeah, you can see that his features have become human and his skin's white.
Okay.
And as he's helping me up, I would just be like, "You see this, right?" I'm not okay. Okay, so who do we see on board as we step aboard?
Very much as you've seen, what you sort of see is just is the sort of the bulk of the sailors. It's. I'll just roll a perception check for me.
Everyone?
Yeah, might as well.
16 down here.
14.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. So,
Second one.
19.
oh yeah, okay.
You see the inside of a bring.
You see a
I
fire
can,
pit.
I can hear.
Yep. I'll tell you what then,
like a ship.
as well then, just as a bit of a bit of a Brucey bonus for me. Can you just roll a insight check?
Insight. Oh, shit.
Being as you're so perceptive.
I'm perceptive as fuck. I missed the tray. I'm also insightful as fuck. Yeah, the first one was 23.
23, right, okay. So, first of all, you're just watching, and what you're noticing is that everyone is in a state of movement. This is quite a busy ship, and you've been on your fair share of ships, and not everyone is constantly in motion all the time. And this is what sort of pings your interest, if you like. With that, you sort of lean back against the rail and just try and take in as much information as you possibly can in the the brief time that you know you're going to be left alone at this point. A couple of things strike you straight away. From the sailor's perspective, they're never on deck for that long. They are constantly going below deck with boxes, or they're coming up with empty boxes or rope or rigging, whatever it would be. They're constantly moving on and off the main deck. From a sailor point of view, you also notice this is quite lacking in any type of female variety. Everyone looks to be human, male. I mean, no one looks the same. They all look like individual people, but human, male, all fairly sort of live and good-looking men. All, like I said, all male. And you just kind of watch this activity, this constant movement, just sort of non-stop.
Okay. That's fine. Just hold on to that information for the moment.
Okay.
So we're all just alright. We've all just got up on deck.
Yep. Negan, just the last one to pull himself up. You stand there for.
Just to go back to that, as someone who knows the seas, would this type of activity for sailors in a port seem quite unusual?
But a what? Sorry.
The fact that they're docked up in a port, and there's this much activity going on, with them going up and down with boxes and decks, and rigging and stuff like that. Would that seem unusual to me, considering that they're at port and they're not planning on leaving for the next couple of weeks?
I don't think the activity. I don't think the activity itself is the bit that pings your interest. it's just the intensity of the activity. Not like they're under pressure or it's intense in that way. What I'm saying is normally on the vessels that you've been on, people would be standing around chatting. People would be, maybe playing a game. Someone would be eating at a certain time. Someone would be, whatever it is they're doing. Someone's just leaning on something. Whatever. No one seems to just be standing still from the sailor's perspective. Carnies, you sort of similar to Bob, you sort of see him coming up and then disappearing down below, but not really coming back again. It's definitely from what you can gather, it is a hustling, sort of busy ship.
Yeah, cool.
I just turn to the guys and say, this is new for me, guys, and this is weird for me. How are you both feeling? Are we still, happy to follow this?
Got no choice right now.
Quick check.
Yeah, we need to find out.
Bob's only down there. We can bug out anytime we want. Like, we've always got a choice. But yeah, okay. I'll look for someone official-ish looking and ask, see if I can... If anyone coming over to us, given we've just randomly turned up on their ship in the middle of the day?
Yeah, you sort of see that the longer you're there, and this like being all sort of taken in less than a minute. You know what I mean? In terms of how long you've been on there, you sort of see that from the forward of the ship down a set of steps approaches a sailor. You sort of see blonde hair, quite sort of like sort of chiseled jaw, slender guy. Sort of walks up, and he's wearing very much what you've seen on the last ship. It's kind of baggy, sort of open shirt, the pants, the boots, and he approaches and he says, "I didn't realise we were having visitors today."
No. Well. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Well, I had a chance encounter with Captain Zord yesterday, and he invited me, and by extension my friends, to come and see him at the Sea Maidens Fair. He was interested in me and potentially in a bit of business. I'm not sure exactly how I was going to go. Not sure if he thought he'd ever see me again, to be honest. It was a chance encounter, like I say. Middle of the day, we were, bustling down at the race and stuff. So actually, I've decided to follow up and see what he has to say. So if you could let Captain Zord know that Tavis has come to see him, and see if he's willing to entertain us.
So he says, just one moment, please, just wait here. And he walks away, and he walks out of sight. This time he sort of heads into the aft deck, and shortly after, a man in his 40s, sort of jet hair, but then one sort of grey streak that runs across the top, tied in a bit of a ponytail at the back. Quite a bit of jewellery around his wrist and on his fingers, and he strides up to you and he says, "Good afternoon. My name is Tarwind Ariok. I'm the captain of the Eyecatcher. One of my men says you've come to see Zardod Zord, our captain."
But you're the captain.
I'm the captain of this vessel.
Yes. Well, nice to meet you. And it's a fine vessel. And yes, quite right. I met who you just referred to as your captain, even though you're the captain. I met him.
Just on that, just I want you just all very quickly just to roll a history check for me.
Eight.
Natural 1.
16.
16. Although you're sort of trying to poke a hole into
And Thorin roll
into
one,
the
'cause he
strange
heard
lot.
He heard it. He can't give us the answer, but he might
I
know
rolled a
it.
natural one.
Yeah, you do.
In terms of Tavis's score, what I'm saying is although you're trying to poke fun in, not fun, but you're trying to question some of the logic, what you also know, and this is something that you would know from being sort of from the northern region of the land itself, is that Luskan itself, the place where it was mentioned where they're from, is a coastal city. This coastal city is in disarray, and for what you know, it's actually pirate run.
Okay.
So it is almost a pirate town in itself. Not that it's all lawless or whatever else. There's a lot of ships that come out of there, but it has it's not official. It has a reputation for being a haven for the likes of pirates, very much a sailor's port, very much a hive of skullduggery and various things like that. So for people to be from Luskan, for ships to have captains and a captain of all the ships and all that sort of stuff, although you are poking at the logic, it from a Luskan perspective, it would have some sense of rationale.
Makes some sense to me. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, sorry. So where we're I met Captain Zord yesterday, and he invited me to come and see him and have a further conversation on the Sea Maidens Fair, and was explicit that I was welcome to bring my friends, and as such, here we are.
Oh, okay. Right. Just give me one moment, and he sort of turns and just watches a door, and you see the sailor that you just spoken to. He just opens the door, doesn't step out, and just gives a nod. And with that, he says, "If you would like to just follow my mate, he will take you to Captain Zord."
Yeah, great. I'll head off.
Yeah, I follow.
Okay. So you one sec. So you head towards the back. You can see that where the steps go up, and they go up onto the aft deck. There are a set of steps that go down behind it as well, or just sort of tucked away to the side of it, I should say. And as you go down, you're into the upper hold, and this is quite sort of densely populated with various sort of paraphernalia of the carnival itself. You can sort of see that this is a cargo hold. There's various trunks, sort of leather-bound trunks, boxes. You can see that there are casks, that are bundles of wooden sort of slats and boxes and sacks and all this sort of stuff. You can see that there are sort of various items of the like they've been made out of like paper mache, but they've been modelled. You can sort of see there's like various things. You see there's a beholder there. You can see that there's horses' heads, various parts of animals and stuff that like they've been separated and moved apart and things like that. You can see that there is a quite a large, what looks like a float, looks like quite a square piece, which is all brightly coloured and decorated, and you can sort of see that there are sort of two goblins, or what look like goblins, but they're like obviously caricatures and models, paper mache, and they look like they're in like a boxing stance, facing each other. You can sort of see all these various wonders, things hanging from the ceiling and whatever else, and he sort of takes you through this winding sort of path through it all, as you're looking around. You you make your way then through this part of the ship, and you make your way to the back of the ship, where you find there's another set of stairs leading down. This goes down into the lower hold. As you come down into that lower hold, you can see that there's a wide sort of through path, and then there's a couple of like oak doors that are closed. One in particular on the left. You see the sailor approach, and he says, just sort of gives you a look, and he just gives a bit of a tap, and you hear from the inside, "Yes, come on in," and you walk in. You see that standing in this what looks like a apartment sort of room, beautifully adorned. One sec, actually. You see that the one sec. Yeah, you walk in and you can smell that there's a scent of sweet lavender. You can see that there are purple curtains that are sort of half wrapped around a beautiful bed. You can see this man that you met only a day ago. He is standing, his hair is all out rather than being tied back, sort of curly black hair that's sort of coming around his front. Full chest hair, all out. He's got these bright, tight, almost like, David Lee Roth, like tight, sort of almost spandex, like pants on, with sort of tassels that run on the side. He's got these braces that go over his shoulders, with gold on it. You see that on the bed there are two women. One that has it's almost very similar hair to it, black and curly. Another one is a redhead. You sort of see that they're sort of just slightly under a cover, and he welcomes you into his cabin. He's like, "Hello, you're after me?"
Captain Zord, yeah, yesterday I had the impression you were after me. The name's Tavis. We met down at the wagon race.
Wagon race. Of course. Of course. I never expected to see you here.
I'm not sure I expected to see myself here either, but here I am. Giving you the benefit of the doubt. You, these are my friends, by the way. This is Negan and this is Isla.
Negan, Isla. Wow, Negan, you don't see many of your kind around here. Fabulous. And Isla, you look like a seagoing individual yourself, if I may say so. Welcome aboard.
Thank you for having us aboard. Why does my friend look different on your ships?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Insight check?
Maybe go with a.
Would that really need one?
Yeah, you don't need an insight check, but go. Yeah, no, you know that there's false. Yeah, you don't need an insight check for that. We'll leave it at that for a sec.
Something smells fishy.
Yeah, just let's just put it this way. My friend doesn't have this colour skin or look like this at all when he's on land. but when he's on one of your ships, he looks a bit different. So even you didn't recognise him. Hey, I'm not bothered. I'm just asking a question. I'm just a curious little sailor.
As I said, Captain. Do you have a first name, Captain Zord?
Zardos.
Then do you mind if I call you Zardos?
Well, by all means. I invited you here after all.
You did, and I've turned up, and I did, as I said, I asked you could I bring my friends, and friends I've brought, and my friends are interested in my well-being. This is the nature of friendship. So I think the question from Isla is pertinent, because when we met yesterday down at the wagon race, I didn't look like this and just reveal a bit of human skin. So, fair's fair. No pun intended. What's the do, and what business can we discuss?
Okay.
He's lowering his social boundaries.
Let me just see.
Just OOC, these sound effects are absolutely amazing with my headphones on. I keep looking up, expecting to see rigging moving.
Ahoy, matey!
Gar.
Next time I'm going to go on a sailing holiday, I'll forget that. I'll just tune into this. Picture hammock in the living room. Just
Good for
turn the heating
de-stressing.
up. Yeah?
Right, just give me. I know it's a bit time consuming. Just give me 1 second on this one.
Get yourself a mojito.
Once was a did see.
Okay. Okay, so let's go back. Ask the question again.
Is there or Tavis?
Whichever.
Isla, own it, because he started it.
So, why does my friend look different on your ships?
Well, you look different on this ship because this ship makes you look different.
And I look myself up and down, and then I look at Negan up and down and see that there's no difference, or assume there's no difference, and say, does it only make certain individuals look different?
You could say that. When I seen you yesterday, you had a knack. You were unseen in that crowd. You
It
moved
helps
like
if you look,
weren't there.
look like me.
I think you had a gift, but I saw you. I don't often see your kind out in daylight.
Yeah, I'll grant you that. I don't see many of my kind out in daylight either. In fact, I don't know how many of my kind, if we're going to be precise. exist.
Well, might I ask you a question? Where are you from?
I'm from over the sea. I'm not from where you might expect. I've lived my entire life above the ground.
Over what
You've
sea?
never been to the Underdark?
Have you?
Of course.
I'm from Everlund.
Well, I'm from Luskan.
Just without wanting to alter the train of conversation, because I am curious and I am affected, can we return to the original question as to why I don't look like myself on your vessels?
Drow aren't welcome in this city.
Understood. Yeah, I've had to duck and dive amongst the more common or noble folk.
So knowing that, it's quite hard to get 3 ships into port when they're full of Drow.
Many of your crew are
All of my crew.
all of your crew are Drow. And mate yourself?
Zardor's sword is a persona.
It's a great persona. I mean, yeah, it's a great persona. I can't pretend I wasn't a little bit impressed.
Tell me, have you ever heard of the Bragendereth?
OOC DM, have I ever heard of the Bragan Terror?
Just make a history check.
That's natural 20.
What's the actual score?
History. It's 18.
18 with an actual 20.
Yeah, Tavis isn't especially skilled in intelligence.
We've got a -2.
That's the maths.
So it's an 18.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
Natural
never
20.
heard of Bragendereth.
I haven't. I haven't. I'm afraid. I've lived my life predominantly amongst certainly surface dwellers.
Well, we are the banished. We are the free Drow. No longer subject to the rules and darkness of Menzo Berenzon. Menzo Berenzon, you have heard. That is the principal Drow city of the Underdark.
Okay, well that is of vast and wild interest to me. I am overcome with questions and beyond enthralled by this piece of information and your acceptance and willingness to converse with me. I'm having a hard time processing exactly what is going on here because I haven't experienced much kindness. I haven't ever met another person of my heritage. I value my friends greatly. I've met them recently. I trust them because they have helped me. But I am really keen to learn of yourself and what you are doing and what your purpose is and your history and life beneath, and equally to share. This honestly, this is a lot, and I think I might have had you completely wrong, and wow, I'm really sorry. I'm failing to articulate myself.
I am always on the lookout for those of us that are stranded, that are outcast. I saw you after the race. I wouldn't have been doing myself a service if I had not have asked you to join me on my ship.
Yeah, got it.
I look after those under my protection. I make sure that we are safe, that we can live our life as best we can in the surface.
Sorry, could you just repeat what you said earlier? We are the banished, the free.
Yeah, that's just kind of the gist of what he's saying. He's saying that that anyone that has been outcast, that has been banished, that has decided to leave or pursue something else or seek a freedom, someone who's wanted to get away from the constraints of Drow society, live a life on the surface, whatever that would have looked like, he sees himself as being the collector of those.
Yeah. Okay, tough.
I feel that I may be a bit of an exception to what you're used to, and I don't have knowledge of the history to which you assume, I suppose, that I have, because I haven't lived that life. I am not full Drow, and I say that to you in trust and hope that this doesn't cause us issue.
The offer is the offer is there. If I can help in any way, and likewise, if I can call on you in any way, and we have an arrangement, if you would like to join my crew, then again, I reach out.
As far as joining your crew goes, I have commitments already. Strong, trusted friends who've come with me to meet you. As you can see, people I'm willing to share things with. I can't right now. I can't leave them amidst what a business we have. But I have myriad questions for you. I would be grateful and gracious to have you as an ally and to spend time just to try and understand you and, if I'm honest, more of my history. I feel like I'm burdening you and also laying too much of myself bare here, but this is literally my first experience meeting someone. Perhaps we could have a conversation in private.
Yeah. Well, shouldn't be a worry. While this is going on, this conversation is going on, Isla, what is it that are you just standing and watching? Are you?
Yeah, so I was going to say, where are we in like a cabin? Are there any seats?
Yeah, there's quite a bit of, 1 second, there's quite a bit of furniture, in there.
So I've plonked myself down on a chair.
Yeah.
That goes without saying. Listening quite intently to everything that Zord's saying, especially when he talks about people who've been banished, waifs and strays and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I'm just kind of waiting for a natural break in the conversation between Tavis and Zord.
Okay. So is this conversation something you wanted to have now? I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. I'm completely in the moment. Like I would turn to my friends and ask them if that was okay. But I am overwhelmed.
He opens up the door, and you're back in the entranceway, and he walks straight across and through into the room that's opposite. When you go into that room, you can see that it's just a standard cabin.
So I think just before he left, I'll just turn to the guys and say, "Guys, are you okay here if I just have a bit more of a conversation with this guy? I haven't met anybody like myself before, and he knows my kind, and this is totally new for me. I'm not getting any bad vibes. I don't think there's any particular risk. I'm so grateful that you've supported me, and you've helped and you've come along. Do you all feel okay, or if not, I owe you guys, so we can book out. But
no, have the conversation.
Cool. Thank you.
So you walk across, and he closes the door behind.
Captain Zord. And do I still see Captain Zord as I've seen Captain Zord?
Yeah, you still see the human, yeah, and you're still human. But he says and stops you there, and he says, "Please call me Jalaxel."
can I get a Jalaxel? Can I get a spelling?
Yep. It is JARLAXLE.
Thank you, Jalaxel. I don't even really know where to begin. May I ask you questions?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Originally or now?
Originally, like, heritage, I suppose.
I grew up in a noble family in Menzone Berazon.
And sorry, this is OOC. I know Menzon Berazon to be the main underworld city of the Drow. I know that.
Yep.
Wow, it's amazing for me to meet you because despite how I look, I haven't ever been down there.
It's not the warmest of places. I left and I moved to Luskan. Right now?
What made you leave?
Well, that's a long and complicated story that we don't have time for.
Of course.
But
apologies.
right now, I'm here to try and gain membership for Luskan in the Lord's Alliance.
In the Lord's Alliance. Would OOC would Tavis know what that is?
So the only time that you've heard of the Lord's Alliance is when you met Jalaxel, who was part of the Lord's Alliance. And obviously Sildar is as well.
Sildar, wasn't he? Okay, yeah.
So what the kind of gist that you get is the Lord's Alliance covers two things. It covers a faction, as in actual individuals that are part of it, and it also is it's also like a treaty between cities to support each other. So just think of it as being NATO, if you like, and
Yeah.
you're either in it or you're not.
Okay.
Look, I can see that you're overwhelmed, and I don't really want to leave your friends alone for too long. If you need anything from me, if you would like to join our crew, we will always find room for more lost souls. We will be here for another week or so. I have some business to attend to. But after that, we will be gone.
Okay, I really feel that, like, I hope I can help you because I feel like you've already helped me so much just in the brief encounter we've had and the information that you've shared. I had the wrong impression of you from the moment we met, and I kind of apologize for that. I haven't been banished from Menzo Berezan. That isn't my
Yeah,
heritage.
but you wouldn't be welcome either. Not as a half bastard, whatever you want to call it. You wouldn't be welcome there.
And so your offer safe haven to anyone who might be of that heritage and not welcome. I have so many questions for you, yeah.
To be a member of Reagan Dereth, and yes. I seen you in the street. I offer you sanctuary within my crew. If I can help, I can help. Like I said, I'll be here for a week. if this is something that you're interested in, then please. Likewise, if there's anything that you need of me and I can help, then I would be happy to.
Is there a way I can call on you more easily or more quickly? I'm happy to help. I don't feel like I can join your crew and leave my friends, but equally I am grateful to you for the information you've bestowed on me already and feel already in your debt. I thank you again.
While this is going on, Negan and Isla, we know that Thorin's just bounced his ball. What are you doing in the other room?
Are we still in the room with the women on the with the women?
Yep.
Chit chatting.
What are you chit chatting about, mate?
Have you seen the Dragonborn's wank?
Are the ladies Drow too?
Yeah.
It's the sat there amused watching. I want to sit there being amused at. In fact, can I? Oh, I got it. Yeah, I see Negan chatting up these women, and I just go over to him and kind of pat him on the back and say, "Hey, you have to try harder," but secretly cast enhance ability on him and give him whatever it is for charisma, because this is too good to miss.
Cast a minor image
It's
to
like
his
Fox's
dick print.
cunning or something, isn't it?
I enhance ability and give him Eagle's Splendor.
Eagle's Splendor, wow.
Beautiful.
Negan's there peacocking.
Yeah. Woof. Blowing smoke rings. Woof.
So as you're talking to them, you see that they start to like giggle a little bit on the bed, and they're sort of whispering to each other and smiling.
I whip my tail back and forth.
Let's get down to business.
Yeah.
Let's see if he's charismatic enough.
Take my jacket off. But leave my axes on.
And he says,
they
shows your axe wound.
Yeah.
They just continue to giggle.
You can leave your axe on.
Oh, that was cool.
So what you're doing? You just generally just stripping and flirting.
Yeah, pretty much. Taking my coat off.
So Isla, while this is happening, what are you doing?
Coordinate.
Just writing furiously.
Oh no, I'm on a chair, feet up. I've casually pulled another lemon out, and I've pulled my dagger out, peeled it, just stuck it on a lemon.
The weirdest room ever.
Weirdest scene. Weirdest scene.
I think sucking on a lemon is a euphemism if ever I've heard one.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Gag him on a spoon.
Yeah, just
Sucking on a lemon with one hand.
I'm watching this Dragonborn destroy his stuff.
Okay. So back in the other room, then he says, "You know my offer. You know where I am."
I will find you. I just one last thing. Jalaxel, it's been a pleasure. I'm really pleased to meet you, and I just wonder if it's possible for me to see you as you are in your true form.
It's the ship itself which provides us with this look. It's not something I can just turn on and off.
Not whilst on the ship, but I'm sure I saw you, and you look like you. So maybe next time we meet on shore, we can.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm happy. I feel indebted to you. I will help you as I can. At the moment, I can't join your crew, and I appreciate you reaching out. Your word to describe me, or people like me, was a half. Are there other people like me here on your ship, or as part of your crew?
A lot of my crew come from various backgrounds. We're not all from noble houses like myself. We are all outcasts or running from something.
Yeah, understood. How? This is awkward to ask. How rare am I to look like I look and never have been below?
On the surface, to walk past me in the street, I would say you were pretty rare. I've never seen it.
And you make it your mission to search for folk like us?
No. No, my mission is to gain favor with this fair city, to benefit my city. That's what my plan is. I seen you, and I took the opportunity to get acquainted.
And which city do you wish to favor?
Waterdeep, to help Luskan.
But you have other halves, as you would call them, amongst your crew.
Yeah. Some. Not many.
I do feel we can help each other.
Good. And with that, he just sort of slaps you on the shoulder, and he says, "Come." And he walks back out of that room and back into the main room with everyone else. As he walks in, he sees that Negan's just sort of like leering over two women, axes to his sides, coat off. I imagine it's like a sleeveless shirt that he's wearing.
Yeah.
Guns out.
Leather
Yeah.
vest.
I look like Dingo from Big Trouble in Little
vest.
China.
I can see
Jack
Scott
Burton.
back in my head.
And Zardoz turns around and says, "Well, I appreciate the visit, and please don't hesitate to stop by again. You have my offer. I don't believe I caught your name."
Tavis. Yeah, Tavis.
Tavis. So, if that will be all, I do have some business to attend.
I can see that is the case, and I'll reach out and shake his hand.
Okay. So with that, he gives you a nod. He opens the door, and the mate of the captain is still in the corridor. He gives you a nod, and he leads you back out onto the deck of the boat.
Yeah, I'm with the guys. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm ready to leave. Like, yeah, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for coming with me. Let's get off. I'm sure we've got all the business to attend to.
So with that, with a bit of a whistle and some sort of faffing around, we're trying to get the boat underneath the rigging. You manage to get back on the boat, and then the boat takes you back after a short journey back to the pier. You get off, standing between the two boats, the Hellraiser and the Heartbreaker, and that's where we'll leave the session for tonight.